YHWH'S Productions on the
Die no more. I don't wanna cry no more. Yeah. I don't wanna die, oh Lord. Yeah. I don't wanna cry no more. Yeah. I don't wanna cry no more. Yeah. I don't wanna die, oh Lord. Yeah. Thank God I'm alive. Yeah. Gotta realize that I can rely on Him. Yeah, no lie. But I'm trying to make a way out. Yeah. I'm just trying to behave now, following the laws, that's the way out. Yeah, trials and tribulations of a slave now. Wanna be the one to say I'm happy that I came out. Yeah, not a pestilence and earthquakes. Yeah, Jerusalem is where I claim my birthplace. Check the signs and the times for the flee now. The Antichrist is coming, that's the worst case. Yeah, shed tears for the ones that will stay here. I don't really wanna stay here. Now I don't wanna die, but I am gonna cry for my people that will stay here. I don't wanna cry no more, yeah. I don't wanna die, oh Lord, yeah. Thank God I'm alive, yeah. I gotta realize that I can rely on Him, yeah, no lie. Look, I don't wanna cry no more, yeah. I don't wanna die, oh Lord, yeah. Thank God I'm alive, yeah. I gotta realize that I can rely on Him, yeah, no lie. House of bondage be coming from out the slave route. Kingdom of heaven's the way to enter the main route. But going through it with family. The problems they handed me, I can't be. The truth is hurt for my family. The situations is critical. The great tribulation is coming now, it's getting physical. And also it's spiritual mark. Will cost you eternal fire. Keeping commandments is all I ever desire. Die no more. I don't wanna cry no more. Yeah. I don't wanna die, oh Lord. Yeah. I don't wanna cry no more. Yeah. I don't wanna cry no more. Yeah. I don't wanna die, oh Lord. Yeah. Thank God I'm alive. Yeah. I gotta realize that I can rely on Him. Yeah, no lie. And everybody need to wake up. Yeah. Until YAHOSHUA to come back. Yeah, He really need to come back. We gotta live righteous. Yahweh said repent to keep the law. We should come back. Okay, we got another chance to do right. I wake up in the morning, thank my Father for my life. I thank You for Your Son that came and died, shedding blood. The only one protecting me and always show me love. Yeah, show me every day. Shed tears for the ones that will stay here. I don't really wanna stay here. Now I don't wanna die, but I am gonna cry for my people that will stay here. I don't wanna cry no more. Yeah. I don't wanna die, oh Lord. Yeah. Thank God I'm alive, yeah. I gotta realize that I can rely on Him, yeah, no lie. Look, I don't wanna cry no more, yeah. I don't wanna die, oh Lord, yeah. Thank God I'm alive, yeah. I gotta realize that I can rely on Him, yeah, no lie.
All right, Shalom, Israel. Most High bless. Thank y'all for tuning in to F.O.P.E. Silver War. I'm your host, Shar Sham. Thank y'all for tuning in. Shalom to all my moderators, Star, Lima, King Judah Show, everybody else who's tuning in. Today, I got a special guest interview. My big brother, Malaki Macabee, St. Louis, Honor and Humility. I went down there, checked my brother out. They showed F.O.P.E. Nothing but love. But today, we're going to have a conversation talking about reshaping the nation of Israel and how to make it better for everyone. So without further ado, shalom, shalom, my ak.
Shalom, shalom. Hebrew, F.O.P.E. in the building, man. Salute the whole F.O.P.E. brotherhood, brother.
Thank you.
Praises to the Ancient of Days. Forever live as anointed, beloved Son, the sinless one, brother. In your heart and your mind, abundant blessings to y'all, to the whole brotherhood, brother. One love.
Thank you. I appreciate you dropping in on, coming through for a quick interview. So
it's all good. You know what it is, man. Shit, we go back, brother. This is solid over here, bro. All praises.
I appreciate that. Y'all showed us mad love when we came down there to St. Louis to visit y'all brothers for the Passover.
Yeah, that was what, 2019, 2 years ago, bro. Yeah.
But yeah, man, welcome to the conversation. So let's get this thing started, man. It's a lot of things going on in the nation. the Most High said, hey, if Israel will confess their sins, turn from their wicked ways, turn back to the Father, he will heal our land and heal our people. And I think it's time that we start doing that. A lot of people trying to, in the community, rolling around like Israel is such a holy nation and like we don't have problems and things don't go on and ain't going on, but don't want to clean up the mess. And I think that's holding us back as a people, as far as in the nation of Israel. We need to clean this thing up.
Yeah.
And change some things the way that they are, because obviously it's not working. I think this thing is starting to turn to more than a religion and then more than a heritage that the Most High gave us. Because it's the same practices, just like we got our feast days. We practice that just like everybody doing their holidays and stuff like that. But I don't see no change. After 10 years being in this community, I haven't seen no change. And the things that's going on in the conscious community with the pedophilia situation,
Yeah, man. Yeah. Hey, look though, dealing with that. I know this is about Israel tonight, but look, dealing with that, I seen that coming because look, the Most High is never mocked. You'll never stand against him. You'll never stand against him and won't get what you got coming. All those men, Sham, you've been around long enough. You remember all that Kemet on trial, and the whole war between the Brews and Kemet and all that.
I was there.
Yeah, and how a lot of those men, I ain't gonna call them brothers, men. You understand? From the cats that call themselves the real atheists to the young cat at the time, the young Pharaoh. He was coming in at the time. Polite, Sodnetta. We gonna call it for what it is.
Yeah, that's what we doing.
Him too. Yeah, because I mean, his platform was used.
Yep.
His platform was used, and a lot of Brews used to, get the yellow back and get on there, and he just, bro. I watched those men. I'm not talking about the various Israelite sects. I'm talking about those men who are clearly against the monarchy and the sovereignty of the Heavenly Father. I watched those men lay more than their tongue against them. So when you look up, what is this, 7-8 years later, and you seen it happening?
Righteous judgment.
Bro, I can't do nothing but sit back and eat my popcorn like, yeah.
Now, with saying that, and we know that that's going on in their community, we have to speak about it in our community.
Absolutely.
Because we were scrutinized for speaking about that situation in HOI with the brother YHWH'S dealing with a 13, 14-year-old girl, and he a 56-year-old man.
Absolutely, brother.
Now we did Passover together. Beautiful women, children. As you a man and I'm a man, how do it make you feel knowing that you have grown ass men or elder men in our community that's attracted to children, knowing that we have these type of events with children, women, and that you got men who get upset for us speaking out about this kind of behavior as if we wrong for saying we got to root these kind of people out of our community.
Yeah, well, look, first and foremost, man, one thing we do in the community, if you want to say it, here in the STL, bro, like that's one thing we don't even play. We don't even play the pedophilia. We're overly protective of our women, overly protective of our children. You understand? And ain't no way in this earth, no grown Negro would have ever stepped. I got daughters, 13, 14, 12. You understand? Ain't no way in this earth. You understand? Any man would even have the spine to step to me, let alone try to holler at one of mine behind my back or something like that, bro. So I believe y'all did an excellent job in calling that out.
Appreciate that.
What we got to do is deal with the root of the matter, bro. That's demon possession. All right, that's learned behavior. I know some brothers and sisters don't believe in demons and dark forces.
I do.
And spirits. I definitely do. I didn't see them.
I've been attacked by them, so.
Yeah. I don't want to war with them suckers plenty of times. I done seen them move. If you come against them under the right authority, in the name of Messiah Mashiach, they get on their good hoof and get to move. You understand? So what we dealing with, I personally believe, is an acceptance of demonic forces and powers within the Israelite community. Trip off this, Shar Sham, all while claiming we keeping laws, statutes, and commandments and feast days. Some say, well, no, that can't be possible because we keep 613 laws of the Torah.
We don't.
Look, for one, we don't.
We don't.
Two, if you read the Gospels, you read about Messiah in the synagogues on the Shabbat, people who kept feast days, kept laws, had garments, had fringes, more living more righteous life than we live now. And
Right.
bro, they still had demonic forces on them.
Exactly.
That had to be drawn out. So, bro, what we dealing with is STDs, spiritually transmitted demons.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, for instance, the cat you was just talking about, 56 years old. You understand? That's a demon of pedophilia that's on him. You see what I'm saying? And look, people come into agreement with these dark forces back in their childhood. Maybe he was touched when he was younger. Maybe he been looking at pornography since he been in the truth.
Right.
Masturbating and all that. You know what I mean? We got to deal with these things because every evil behavior in Israel, believe it or not, for anybody that's listening, is attached to a demonic force, demons. All right. So it don't matter. You can be keeping laws and all that, but if the spiritual intent of the law is not being applied, you understand? Bro, you can easily be taken over by a spirit of adultery, fornication. You understand? Look, you just seen, bro, cats had strippers at the Passover. Like, what kind of unclean spirit? That's an unclean spirit that has never been dealt with.
Exactly.
You understand? And then certain men go outside. Certain men go outside of what they know is true and what they know is sincere. For instance, you got in the Torah where you're not supposed to be making whores out of the daughters of Zion, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what you got today, Shar Sham, is Hebrew loophole-alites. This is what they do. They say, well, it says a daughter of Zion. But what if she's Chinese?
Right.
What if she's a white woman? What if she's an Arab and she's a whore? I can lay with her then because technically the law only say don't make whores out of daughters of Zion. No, you still dealing. That's still whoredom.
Yeah, because the Lord said thou not we ain't supposed to mix. So you still breaking the law if you want to go off Torah.
Yeah, exactly. And you going against the voice of the Most High. Bro, everybody breathe and know dealing with whores is wrong. You understand? Right. You can try to pull out Genesis 38 all you want and say, well, Judah, our forefather Judah went and laid with Tamar and he thought she was a whore. And Samson, bro, I'm talking about, but the voice of the Almighty being told you is wrong. So when do we get to the point to where even though you see that,
they got to make excuses for their fleshly craves.
Exactly.
Like the excuse when we was bringing it out about the elder man trying to mess with a teenage child. They're going to say, well, King David laid, and this is grown-ass elders in the nation. King David laid with a young woman in the bed. That was the excuse for the man.
Exactly. So you're going to go to a scripture to justify this demonic lust that you're in agreement with, and you're not going to listen to the voice of the Most High. The voice of the Most High telling you it's wrong. I don't care if a nigga pull 100 precepts out. I know that's wrong. You know this 56-year-old joker shouldn't even be talking to this little girl. He old enough to be her granddaddy.
But you know what, Malachi? I say, do you niggas not feel like in your spirit that shit wrong?
Right.
Like your spirit don't tell you this not right.
Yeah.
Like is you not human or you don't have the spirit of the Most High telling you that this shit wrong?
Exactly.
Like
bro.
I start to question that kind of shit. Like
yeah, because you know what's wrong, brother. I met your family. I met your wife and your daughter. You understand?
Exactly.
Like, come on, act like there ain't no way breathing with the spirit inside of you. I mean, if you men have the Holy Spirit or the Spirit of the Most High, the Ruach, if the Spirit is in you, then look, I don't need to read nothing to know when something is going off. Something don't rub my spirit the right way out. Exactly. I know I ain't supposed to be dealing with no little girl. Despite if you saying King David had a little tender on his chest when he was about to die. Or regardless, or I know I shouldn't be laying with harlots, even though Samson went and grabbed a harlot. I know it's wrong.
Right.
You understand? So that's what it is that we teach, on the platform, man. It's just, look, get back to listening to that spirit, that inner voice. Because every time I went against the voice of the Almighty Shar Sham, bro, I live to regret it. Because the voice told me, turn right, and I went left. I'm like, dang, I should have listened.
Hey, we all learn lessons, even myself. And I can agree to what you're saying on that. And since we're on the topic of elders, brothers in the community, since I've been in this thing, they use elder and that title as elders, even when they wasn't even at appropriate elder age,
Mm-hmm.
to hold authority over younger men and over men, period. You know, I've seen a lot of abuse with people who holding that elder title. And they could do wrong to younger men in the nation, commit adultery, all types of things. Why
Mm-hmm.
is it you think some elders in the community feel like they're exempt from judgment, like the wrong they do, nobody can counsel them or tell them, you wrong, you should sit down, you know what I'm saying? They don't, like, it's like they feel they're exempt from judgment in the nation. And if you say something to them, brothers say, oh, don't rebuke an elder. They come up with all these excuses for the elders. So who correct the elders for the shit they doing to people in the community? Who
Right.
correct them for the wrong that they do? So they can do whatever the fuck they want and get away with it, and nobody can say nothing to the elders.
Nobody. No, and look, that's crazy because again, pulling scriptures to either protect some wickedness that they've been in agreement with, you understand, or because they got disrespect to persons. But look, at as simple as a man can pull a scripture and say, don't rebuke an elder, we can pull a scripture and go over the history of Susanna, where
Right.
Daniel, the young lad, rebuked two
Exactly.
elders.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Like, so no elder should be allowed to hide behind any of they moth-eaten garments, any of they fly garments, their age, any of that. Everybody is held accountable. You understand? Everybody is when it comes down to it. And on top of that, I've seen men try to lord over the flock of the Almighty. You understand? And I know most I deal with certain men on different levels and all that, but when it comes down to the moral compass of the law that Hamashiach taught. You heard it been said this, I say this. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? You heard it been said, you understand, especially about marriage. He talked different than what Moses said. You can put away your wife for any unclean thing.
Right.
And he said, no, from the beginning it wasn't so, Jack. You know what I
Right.
mean? I say unto you, if you do that, you cause her to commit adultery.
Yep.
Whoever deal with her commit adultery. You understand? And what the Most High has joined together, let no man put asunder. Moses was a man. You understand? So Mashiach, we need to be looking at the Torah through the lens of Mashiach, bro, because he taught the original Torah from the beginning. He pointed us back to the beginning. You understand?
That's why I told my wife it's death do us part.
Yeah.
Point blank, period.
Yeah, period. We're not even gonna play all that, and then you look up and you recycled back in Israel, and you didn't shut down your Facebook page and your Instagram, and then you reinvent yourself for 2 years and pop back up, and you the Asha of some captain of 13 million out here in California. No, we're not doing that.
Right.
We're not doing none of that. You know what I mean? So the true intention of the law, the spiritual intent, for instance, the adultery. Right? Men can say, well, technically, I never laid with Shar Sham, right? But if you've been over here lusting after this man, woman, you already committed it in your heart. You already guilty of it. You understand? And every man, whether he 1 day in this thing or 100 days or 20 years, 30 years, everybody is held to that moral compass. One thing we all can agree on, we can all agree on, you ain't supposed to be committing adultery.
Mm-hmm.
We can agree on no idolatry.
Mm-hmm.
We can agree on no fornication.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? We can agree on the moral compass of the law that the Messiah taught. Once we agree on that, bro, our little minor differences mean nothing because I know I can trust my wife and my children around you.
Exactly. And
you know
that's the issue. That's what you call community of true brothers and sisters. Meaning, if I have to step away for a while, I'm not going to be fan that something going to happen to my daughters or somebody going to try to molest them or something like that, and vice versa. You see what I'm saying? The same as Shar Sham, look at my wife and kids real quick. I got to handle something, Lord. You feel me? Because the men's supposed to protect the women and children.
Absolutely.
But in to nation today, I feel like it's untrustworthy because you got a lot of brothers who in agreement with dealing with teenage girls. They okay with that shit. And then they try to get mad at other brothers for speaking out on that kind of behavior. And I'm like, well, the problem is because a lot of you niggas was messing with children in the world.
Yes.
So you come into the nation displaying that same kind of filthy behavior.
It's like, bro, on the real, it's an intoxication type situation. You understand? And a lot of brothers is drunk with power, drunk with lust, drunk with fame. You understand? Like,
I'm glad you said. I was just about to get to that, but go ahead.
Yeah, a lot of brothers is, man. Like, look, it don't take a rocket scientist to figure any of it out. You understand? Like, look, bro, all you need to do is memorize about 5 to 10 scriptures, bro, and you can be the most dynamic street preacher ever. You understand? And then look, it's real easy. It's real easy to subvert and overthrow the minds of the innocent. You know what I mean? A lot of you sisters, them sisters need to watch out. You understand? Because a lot of these men know what they doing when they start manipulating them scriptures. They know it. You understand? Like
But
for
you know
instance, go
oh,
ahead,
go
bro.
ahead. I'm sorry. No,
And I
I ain't
was
want.
saying, the doctrine of well, sex alone is marriage.
That's a lie.
You understand? Yeah, that's a damn lie. That's that's a straight lie. Like, look, being in the world before everybody know that. You dig? But see, so you got men with sex alone as marriage, right? And then he may be in an argument with his woman, and he under the belief he can go get him another woman, correct? And now you see him up in the strip club, and the demon, the lust demon in him, that convinced him that this woman on this pole is about to be submissive to him and listen to him. You understand? And he done went in the back. He done got his little $25 lap dance, and he done did his thing. He done fornicated. The brother gonna say, well, technically, I ain't fornicate because it ain't in Leviticus 18 and Leviticus 20, all this extra madness. You understand?
Well,
Bro, when you
you know
open
he's not supposed to be in there. You shouldn't be in the strip club anyway. No
exactly,
Israelite should be in the strip club. Hey, what's in the strip club for Israelite?
nothing but harlots and problems, right?
Exactly.
But a lot of these men are use that, and then when the action go down, it come out in the open that what? Well, dang, she ain't trying to submit to me and do whatever I say. So, man, I just, Moses said I can give her a bill of divorce. You, for one, you was never married. Two, you trying to
Exactly.
cover up the whoredom. That's a whoredom demon. That's a lust demon that's running rampant. And a lot of the brothers done left paths of destruction out here, man. You understand? And
Fine.
and that's the thing, bro. We need to be uplifting marriage more in this thing. You understand? We need to be uplifting the moral compass that a Mashiach taught to his disciples, and that they taught through unction and utterance of the set apart Ruach HaKodesh. That's just what it is. You understand? Other than that, and doing that, we can identify the problem. Them demons. It's demons that these men and women been in agreement with for so long, they think it's normal. You know what I mean? And
I agree.
they're drunk with power, they're drunk with lust, they're drunk with fame. You know what I mean? All because they know a few scriptures. You
Well,
understand?
what about the issue of the worshiping of the elders? That's a big problem in the nation where these younger men worshiping the elders before them, even
Yeah,
crying over the elders because they
yeah,
see the elders, things like that. I think that's a problem that they brainwashing these younger men to start worshiping the elder leaders as if they just men. They not the Messiah.
you're right,
They,
right,
like who is they healing? What is they doing for the people?
right,
You know,
right.
I
No,
mean,
look, I feel you. I feel you on that. I'm always like, look, it's good, especially when you see a brother that's been around a long time and that's been diligent and that's
mhm,
been solid in his character. I always be like, hey, salute that brother, you dig?
mhm,
But I never worship because flesh will fail you every time. Men,
exactly.
look, the right situation or the wrong situation happen. You gonna see that hell to get corner real quick. You understand?
Exactly.
And yeah, just man fall and get back up, and we know the scriptures people use to justify and all that. But bro, listen to me. We keep our eyes on the prize. The mark is the Messiah. Messiah.
Exactly.
YAHOSHUA, he's the mark. You understand? And so every man falls short of that. We should be striving to hit his mark, but every man fall of that. So we should never be worshiping these men, and then those elders take advantage of that because they know those men are gonna cover up their shame.
Right. And see that's the issue though because those guys in the leadership positions like Nathaniel, General
Mhm.
Yohana, Elder Ricard, GOCC, the apostles of GMS, and many more, Tazadakia the Comforter. All these dudes saying that they are the way, like they're the way to the kingdom. If you're not
Yeah,
with us, you're not going to get in the kingdom. Or if
right.
you fall out the truth, the Most High going to kill you. Like these lies is being put on people in the nation and is affecting the younger generation,
Yeah,
brainwashing.
yeah,
And I'm
it is.
like this stuff has to stop
Yeah,
because
that's why you got
claim
you got
they're
to.
the leaders. They would claim that they're the leaders of the nation, but
Yeah,
I don't believe that we have no leader of the nation. I believe it's that time, like in Judges when it says, and there was no king over Israel at that time. This is how
mhm.
I feel we in now during that time. No physical king that's on earth. We know the Messiah, in the heavenly realm, but that's what I mean by that.
Yeah, like, and see, that's the thing, Israel. Always hold men's actions higher than what they saying. Like the one guy said he was third and come back. Like the earth belonged to him until the
Right.
Messiah returned. You
The
know,
nigga
you
ain't got
got
no power. The nigga
yeah,
ain't got no power though.
yeah. You got Nate. You got the guy that call himself that's the cop out there. He's ordaining bishops in Israel and
Mm-hmm.
all that. And the other guy just bought a $700,000 house. I just heard. I'm like,
Yes.
what is going on? Like that is going down
But you
out
know
here.
what they are? I call them prosperity Israelite teachers, just like the prosperity preachers in the Christian church. They just the Israelite versions of them. That's all. No
Yeah,
different.
yeah, real talk. But look, if I can I share a few scriptures with you, bro? I got a few scriptures
Yeah.
I want to share dealing with that sobriety and because back on the demonic possession and that's the root of the matter in every problem you name going on in Israel, whether it's adultery, lust, fornication, the
Mm-hmm.
pedophilia, the stealing, the lying. They are in agreement with dark forces, whether
Mm-hmm.
they understand it or not. And when I say dark forces, like I'm not talking about like poltergeist back in the day, like some mysterious force enter you in your head, start spinning. You understand? According to what it is, none of these unclean forces can even dwell with you unless you come into agreement with them
Okay.
voluntarily. You understand? And it's a lot of things we do unknowingly to where we come into agreement with
Okay.
these unclean forces. You understand? And I believe that's the root cause of the problem in Israel. You understand? Because there are things that we feel we're allowed to do, but you're not really understanding the spiritual realm and the rulers of darkness and these principalities that have influence over you and over our people. Now we really don't understand it. We think it's all mysticism or we think it's the boogeyman and all that. But
Right.
you understand? What is that? What is that when you driving and a wicked thought crash your mind? Like where
Right.
they come from?
Right.
You understand? What is that when you just, going to do your thing and this overwhelming lust spirit jump on you? Like what is that and where does it come from?
Right.
You see, these things got to be identified. That way you understand and know how to properly wage war. The devil tempted the Messiah, Mashiach, YAHOSHUA, right?
Exactly.
And he stood strong, right?
Exactly.
And I'm here to tell the brothers and sisters, no matter what they dealing with, no matter what, I don't care if it's a disease or unclean spirits, you can be delivered from it. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? You just got to understand. You got to understand where your power come from, which is from on high. And two, you got to stop doing the things that open the door for these forces to come on in.
The
All
portal.
right. Portals. For example, like it's men that justify watching pornography in what we call this truth because
Okay.
they don't see no technical law that say it's a sin. You see
I
what I'm
mean,
saying?
I didn't know that, but
Yeah, bro. I know some of them.
hey, well, we can talk about it.
You
I
know
mean,
what I mean?
hey, it's a part of the discussion.
Yeah, but see, those type of things, your eyes or portals or doorways. All right.
Mhm.
So and look how you know it's off because you wouldn't let your children watch it.
No.
You know what I mean? If something too inappropriate come on TV, if it's on Netflix, something you fast forward through it. Like, hold on, what is? You understand? Because you can't unring the bell. Once you see something, you understand that's up in you. You dig? Now you either entertain that force, or you try to ignore it, or you do what Messiah did with the adversary, rebuke him and put him in his place.
Right.
Tell him he got to go. You understand? So spiritual war is what our people are up against, and it's more than just standing on street corners and doing classes inside. I understand. Every last one of us are at war at every second of our life, even in our dreams.
Exactly.
And we're losing that war as a nation.
I agree.
We're losing that war. What I want to share though is that I want to go to 1 Peter. Let me see if I can share it real quick. Real quick. 1 Peter. Wow. All right, 1 Peter 5. Let me share that real quick. All right, let me know if you see that.
There you go.
All right, 1 Peter 5, just real quick. All right. And it says, humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of the Most High, that he may exalt you in due time. So the first thing is to stay low, right? A lot of these men are pompous. A lot of these women are proud.
Mm-hmm.
All right. A lot of these men are pompous and proud. A lot of these women, believe it or not, are openly declared practicing witches, even though they claim they Israelites, even though they claim they in this and what we call this truth. I know of plenty of them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's dibbling and dabbling. But for us that's sincere, the scripture tell you, look, you got to stay low, humble yourselves. Before the Most High can raise you up, you must humble down. All right. Verse 7, casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you. All right. Now watch this right here. It says, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. Look at that, bro. Peter's saying in this spiritual warfare, you got an enemy that's always on the job. He's always trying to attack. All right. So we are commanded. This ain't, look, Shar Sham, this ain't advice. You commanded to be sober and watchful, vigilant. You commanded not to have your senses all thrown off and all that, bro. You are in a fight. We are in a fight for our soul, brother. You understand? So we are called to be sober, physically and spiritually. You understand? That's what we've been challenging our brothers and sisters lately. Look, put down the stuff that's destroying your body. Yeah, you got a law that say in Deuteronomy, strong drink, brother. I can drink strong drink, but look, we all know those strong drinks are distilled spirits. It ain't the spirit of the Most High. You understand? And
well,
we know. Go ahead, bro.
You got a lot of brothers in the community can drink like fishes, man. I done seen it. Like they go through bottles, but that's Israel. You know, we're a drinking nation.
But look about this. We a drinking nation that's losing this spiritual warfare. You understand? Now, some people can handle their liquor better than others. I get it. I get that. You understand? But look, just because he physically ain't throwing up and done pulled his drawers down, you understand? Ask that brother about his mental loss or his loss of memory from the night before. Right. Ask that brother about the short pains that's shooting through him. Ask that brother about his liver. You understand? Like the scripture straight tell us to be sober for a reason, because you have an adversary. You understand? You have an adversary looking to destroy you, and you can't fight these unclean forces with unclean forces in you. It's impossible. You ain't gonna be able to wage war against these like trip out this. We all done drunk before. I know I have. You know what I mean? We done partook of the marijuana before and all that. I know I have. You understand? Let you be around the wrong or the right seductress, or a woman that's skilled at seducing somebody, and you're loaded up with them distilled spirits. You understand? And that marijuana plant or something. You know it's gonna be some furniture moving that night. It is. You understand? And look, at that moment, you just opened yourself up. Right. You understand? You agreed to let that force of lust come in and cohabitate with you out. You understand? That's why the command is to be sober and be vigilant. Look, you in a fight for your life. You in a fight for your soul. Maze Runner is one of my favorite movies, right? And Maze Runner, they couldn't afford to be, heads all up in the cloud, because they understood that they had a flesh-eating enemy in that maze that was trying to destroy them. You understand? It's the same thing dealing with the adversary. Our people are intoxicated spiritually and physically. You dig? Whether it be by power, lust, or whatever. Verse 9. Look at this. It says, whom resist, steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. So you are commanded to be sober and vigilant and resist the devil. Steadfast in the faith, right? Now look at this word resist. Look at this word resist. Resist right here. This is what it means to resist the devil. Outline of biblical usage: to set oneself against, to withstand, to resist, to oppose, to stand against. Our job is we supposed to be coming against the devil. You supposed to stand against him. You supposed to declare the power through the testimony of our Messiah that the devil was bound and defeated. You understand? But brothers and sisters, you can't wage war on that high level and you over here drunk off power, drunk off lust, filled up with distilled spirits, high off your mind. You understand? Like the Messiah is raising up an army in these last hours, and every problem that Israel is going through, believe it or not, my brother, can be attached to a demonic force that we have come into agreement with. Voluntarily, we voluntarily bring ourselves in subjection to these unclean spirits.
Beautiful. Oh man, hey, that was deep. I appreciate that right there. I kind of I agree to that. Brothers do open themselves up to those demonic forces and things we do. We gotta watch. Even things we say. We gotta watch how we talk, man.
Yeah.
So, I agree to that. Moving on though. How you feel about like the nation itself, how we can make it better for everybody, like reshaping it since you're walking Israel and the things that you have seen as an Israelite, far as progression, since we know we in these hours of judgment, because I feel like we live live in the book of Revelations, and I don't think enough Israelites out here teaching our people about how they need to prepare. I think a lot of things are starting to come down the pipeline. I feel like the Most High is speeding this thing up, and society is going to make a lot of people obsolete soon. And
Yeah.
you can see the famine coming. You can see the food shortage coming.
Mm.
Um, I believe they're going to contaminate the water. And I teach a lot of prepping to the people and telling them, prepare yourself. A lot of people look at us and watching us, they think that this thing is a joke. And a lot of people that's not woke, I be trying to tell them, like, you don't see what's going on. You think life is just going to go back normal if everybody get a shot. It's not happening. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I don't see a lot of brothers is teaching our people to prepare for, what's to come. They more like teaching them, hey, go get vaccinated or take the jab. How you feel about that?
Yeah, bro. How I personally feel about the so-called jab and all that is utterly evil and ridiculous. My thing is this: where is our faith at as a people? You understand? Like, look, there wasn't no such thing as no vaccines, bro. Not even 100 years ago. You
Right.
understand? So how did the entire history of man live before? You understand? Surely there were diseases and all that. You understand? But I feel it's utterly evil. I feel any leader, any camp leader, any so-called congregation leader, if you are here even hinting at it's okay for the people to get jabbed up with this so-called jab or this shot or whatever, I feel you are the devil. I feel you are the devil. You understand? And I got my reasons for that because of my own personal research. You understand? And our history here as a people dealing with this fourth beast, this Roman beast, this Roman devil. Man, how dare you? How dare you tell you look, this thing ain't even been approved. Like it just got FDA approved, but they ain't even had the time to run through no major clinical trials yet. For you to even get out here and say, oh yeah, and shoot me on up, bro. This thing got nanobite technology in it. This thing got a fluid called luciferase. This thing got something called graphene oxide in it, that reacts to the heat of your nervous system. This thing got all type of things, GPS trackers, you dig, and it lays within your body, incubating for so long, and then after that, you become the host. Like you understand? So it's just like for one, the whole time they've been trying to force this down your throat. Like, what's the rush? Like, what's the problem? Why are
Exactly.
y'all trying to force the people? You understand? So my deal is this: what we've been on not only telling our people to prep, and do what the voice of the Most High is telling you, because what He got for you, He may not have for me. He may have you out in the woods in Virginia somewhere. I may be out here, doing what I'm doing or whatever. But man, prepare. Life as you know it is not going to be you in the COVID-19 world, Jack. It ain't going back to what it was. You understand? And unless you comply, you understand? People like us, they gonna weed up out of here.
I've
You
been
understand?
telling people that. And I see people lined up for it every day, man. Hundreds of people from disabled, and I feel like it's like the Most High showing it to me, like,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying. And then the disabled, all types of people just jabbing up, and I'd be like, damn, man, like only if they really knew. Like you
Yeah.
want to tell them, like, you know what I mean, like, you know what I'm saying, like, where your faith at, and you know what I'm saying, like, I thought we was a God fearing people, like, it's like everything now is becoming like a communist nation.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like I thought this was the land of the free, home of the brave. Like, what happened to that?
Hey, you remember the movie back in the day called 1984? George Orwell. You feel me? That's where everything is going, man. It's going right on to, you know what I mean, complete anarchy. You understand? Complete police state, complete totalitarianism. That's where it's headed. But you know, I believe that this so-called, if you want to call it that, virus, respiratory, whatever, I believe it spreads through fur. You understand? Now we read in the scriptures that the Most High ain't gave us the spirit of fear. So any spirit of fear comes from the kingdom of darkness. It comes from your enemy. He
Right.
gave us the spirits of power, love, and a sound mind. So I refuse to live my life in fear. Now, me personally, just speaking as your bro, right? I've known three people who've had who quote unquote had. They told them they had those type of symptoms, right? And you know, a couple of brothers and sisters got together, you dig, and like Messiah say, where 2 or 3 are gathered, I'm there, and we attacked it. We just attacked it. We came against it in the power and authority of our Messiah on high. We bound it up. We declared it dead, and we told it had to move. You understand? And then we told the brother and the sister. It's 2 people, 2 brothers and 1 sister. Hey, look, you got to stop putting in your body the things that can enable this thing.
Right.
And that's why we've been pushing lately. Like, stay off the strong drink, the flesh, the smoking. They manipulating these germs out here now. You understand? So for one, you got to stop putting in your body the things that cause taboo. 2, we cannot be afraid in this hour, y'all, because you got authority over these unclean spirits. You got authority over Satan and these sicknesses and diseases. We done seen it. Shane, we done seen it with our eyes. We done seen people declare it healed. You understand? And 24 hours later, 48 hours later, bro, thank you. Look, don't thank me. We just being obedient. But Israel, if 2 or 3 of y'all at least agree to see Shar Sham healed from whatever he got going on, it gotta move.
Right.
It gotta move. That's according to our holy Messiah. You understand? Some of these things you gotta fast. You gotta fast out and all that. But you got the weapons to defeat any so-called plague, any so-called virus. And trip off this, Sham, the heathens have patents on this thing.
Exactly. And that's why, you know, I did a breakdown on the mark of the beast and what the Most High showed me about it, and showed me how it's what they call a cryptogram tattoo, which is actually what changed your marker code, which the code is inside the jab, and that's how you get the mark. And that's what I was trying to tell people. Like, when the Most High showed me that, I damn near cried, because I knew years ago I didn't understand it. But when this came to buy, I realized he showed me what was the mark of the beast, which is a cryptogram code, which what they would say is a tattoo, a brand, but the code is inside of the jab.
Hey, so look, we on the same spirit, because I 1,000% agree with you.
Yep, and he showed me that, and
bro,
I called Elder Quinoff. I was shaking so bad, I couldn't believe it that he was showing. He's like, in my walk in life, he's showing me the beast, the mark of it itself, and he was like, Shar Sham, you don't take that, don't take it.
No, bro.
Look,
me and it's a beloved brother. It's a beloved brother, elder, actually, that I've been close with for close to 20 years. You understand? And he been adamant about since they announced this sucker. He like, look, they mandating it. You understand? It's about to be a worldwide mandate. You dig? And then he started studying like all the ingredients. Look, he came out last year. Talking to me, he was like, look, Malik, that's the mark of the beast, huh?
I mean, it is, because that's why people are going to be put to death for it, because what it is it changed your genealogy.
Yeah.
And because of that, the Most High is going to kill you for it, because I think people got wrong what Paul said about defiling your temple. They was taking it just as food, but I don't think that's what he meant. I think he's talking about when he says, he that defiles his temple, the Most High will destroy. It was talking about you changing your genealogy, doing something that you wasn't, because YAHOSHUA said in Matthew that fear the one who can kill the body and the soul.
Yeah.
And I'm just paraphrasing. I think it's in Matthew 28 about how the body and the temple will be destroyed in hell.
Yeah, Matthew. Yeah, that's Matthew. That's Matthew the 10th chapter.
Exactly,
Yeah,
because of what they done to their body spiritually, because the Most High dwell in us.
yeah.
We believe that's what they're altering and trying to take out.
That's right, brother. Hey,
So if
look,
it's
you
not dwelling
1,000%.
there anymore, then our temple will be destroyed for that. And
Yeah,
that's the understanding the Most High gave me. That's the issue of it. Defiling the temple that He dwells in, altering your genealogy.
hey, brother. The reason that makes all the sense in the world is because once you do that, you're
You can't go
genetically,
back.
yeah, you're genetically modified.
Exactly.
You understand? You can't go back, bro. They got a company called CRISPR, CRISPR,
I
CRISPR.
heard him.
All right, now CRISPR, bro, they'll mail this to your house. They got gene editing technology, syringes, and DNA, bro. They will mail to your house. You dig? And you can straight and look, your arm will start glowing. You be jacking yourself up with all type. That's what I'm
I,
saying.
I seen a guy like what you saying. He
Mhm.
had he had got his second one, and he said this is the worst thing I ever did. He said I would tell nobody, don't do this. He said this scares me,
Mm.
and I tell people all the time, but I had to stop talking to people about this because I'm like, you know what? The Most High told me. He said, Sham, ain't nothing you can do about this. It got to come to pass.
Yeah,
You can't stop my prophecy, but you're going to see it. I'm going to let you witness it. And I think it's crazy how the Most High walked with me in my life since I was a child. And it's like I always knew that I once was a descendant of Christ, but I just never could have figured it out. But eventually, when I found out the truth, I figured it out. But it's like he always gave me vision since a child, since I came older. But saying this, I think this is probably one of the greatest reveals that he ever showed me in my life. You know, but he telling me not to be afraid, but I ain't gonna lie, man. This shit got me shook in a lot of ways, man. It had me shook up because I'm like, say you're not gonna fear, man. We human, we got emotions,
mhm.
so But of course, this shit scared me. You know what I mean? Saying it like, he live letting me witness this, and I'm like, I'm not a prophet or I ain't writing no books of the Lord, but it's just the way he revealing things to me, and I'm seeing this shit play out, man. It's like, I don't know how people think that Most High not real.
Right.
They literally just sold out or they don't believe. But I done seen the fall, but he manifested many things to me, so I know he real.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And look, you should be looking for the for him to pour his spirit out upon you because it says it in the scripture. He gonna pour out his spirit upon all flesh. You understand? So consider yourself blessed that he showed you that because he didn't show the other brothers the same thing. You did. So that's why when you said that, I was like, bro, I'm 1,000% in agreement with you. You
But when
understand?
I try to tell my family, people I love, man,
Yeah,
people look at you and think you crazy. And I'm like, man, listen, I'm telling y'all, I'm not crazy. But I be wanting them to know the truth. The truth about everything, about heaven, hell. I'm like, y'all think you die, you gonna go to heaven and be in the cloud. I'm like, man, that's not the truth.
yeah,
It's a different place that you're going. And when you go down there, you're gonna wish you knew the truth. I had a lady tell me, don't tell nobody the truth. You messing with people's faith. I said, so when you die and you go, you rather somebody to lie to you? When you ever had a choice to knowing I know the truth
right.
before I'm out of here? Or you rather just live a lie?
Right. Rather live in ignorance, man. A lot of our people are like that. They just rather live in ignorance because to them it's just too much work to even try. You know what I mean? To please their maker. Like if I've been going wrong this whole time, you would think, like, dang, if I'm going the wrong way, I need to turn around. You dig? But some people like, look, I really believe it's gold at the end of the rainbow. I really believe it. And here we go telling you, like, look, they cut people heads off over there. Ain't
Right.
no gold at the end of the rainbow. Turn around. You understand? So we can go ahead and figure out what else we need to do. But bro, that ain't for everybody, man. I got loved ones too. I got loved ones that done took it. You dig? And I'm just they already I shake my head. You dig? I like like what you think I've been screaming about this whole time. Like it ain't no way that you ain't think that
I got
dang,
you. I was
man,
speaking from my well, kind of right.
ain't no way, ain't no way with all this information out here, anybody done got that. You understand? I see a famous Israelite just got it. I tried to share the video. They took the video down.
A
You know what I mean?
famous
He's
Israelite.
a famous Israelite, just got jabbed up. You know, he's very, very famous, and I'm like, that's crazy how the devil gonna use him because he's very influential. You
And the
understand?
truth,
Yeah,
or
no, famous Israelite. The Zoyak at ISUPK got the Pfizer vaccine, the Pfizer jab. His first one a couple weeks ago. He was on Sarnetta TV. Sarnetta labeled it, why the Zoyak got the vaccine. I clicked on it. It was playing. I sent it out to everybody I knew. They clicked on it. Video taken down. Video taken down. I say, wow, Zoyak is jabbed up. He's jabbed up. And he used it. He used it as an excuse. He say he went to go get his daughter medical records. The nurse or the doctor asked him, have you been vaccinated? He said, no. She was like, you got time? He said, how long it's gonna take? Only a few minutes. He said, come on. You dig? Now that man is very influential. You know how many people gonna hear about that and go right on, stand in line and get jabbed on up?
Guess what? That's why I love when people laugh at us over here at F.O.P.E. and say, "Oh, y'all ain't got that many members." And I said, "It's cool. It's not a lot of y'all. Hey, I ain't got a problem with that." But I know what YAHOSHUA said: "Many are called, few are chosen."
That's right.
Y'all can be the many. I don't mind being the few. And that's one thing I tell people: I am not a follower. I follow YAHOSHUA.
That's right.
Just like Peter and the apostles answered and said, "We are to be Yahweh rather than men."
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I do. I be Yahweh rather than men. So I'm not influenced by no Israelite man out here because I done seen the failures. The Most High showed me. I done seen elders lie. I done seen elders do wickedness. And the Most High, he taught me a lesson in my walk, and he showed me, he said, "See, Shar Sham, you love them so much. They taught you a lot, but you didn't stick to Jeremiah 17:5. Cursed be the man that trusts in man and make his flesh his own." And that's why I said, through this 10 years I've been in this thing, the Most High taught me a lot of lessons. And I appreciate that. But, him being a real father, showing me this is why I said this. This is why I said that. He let me see it for myself. And that was a real learning point for me to actually see, walk in the truth and see things. And I was like, damn, I can't put my trust in nobody, not even the elders, because they men too, So.
Yeah. There are men too who possibly been in agreement with these unclean forces for a long time, bro. Because look, if they ain't never been expelled about you through fasting or prayer, if you just been in agreement thinking a lot of this stuff is cool when it ain't, look, bro, you already know what it is. If they hiding a pedophile. You hiding this man.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all ain't brought this man to the mat, you understand? We had to confess his wickedness, and then we as a nation gotta, you understand, pray that unclean spirit up off him, and like a doctor do anybody that's sick, watch him with a jaundiced eye from here on out. You understand? It's things he can and can't do.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, look, you're not doing it like that because men are in agreement, and that's the crazy part. We lose in that spiritual battle, but it's a good thing, sure, because a lot of brothers haven't developed that personal relationship with the Almighty to listen to him. You have. He showed you early. You understand? Look at that. That's contrary to my character. Look what he did. Look what they okaying. You understand? Look how they sweep adultery under the rug. Look how you understand? Look at what's really going on right here. Look at how they degrade the sisters.
That's enough.
Look what's really going on. You did.
I mean, there's so much foul stuff going on in the community that brothers just want to ignore all of it, and that's my issue. Even down to the whole thing about we can speak about the 12 tribe chart and the way that they disrespect the Israelite Negro woman, call her loudmouth, nappy-head woman, like they hate her so much. And you see all these Israelite men marrying all these Hispanics, Mexicans, other nations. This is all you see. All these Israelite men. You'll see a few Negro on Negro, but that's a lot that's going on in the nation. That just like I be saying that, man, it disgusts me. And I feel like we can't come together and talk about doctrine differences. That's what the Hebrew Israelite Summits was about. You know what I'm saying? But you notice they haven't done none of that stuff. My thing is the biggest problem in Israel, because brothers were saying, well, I was taught if you take something away, you got to have something to replace it with. Okay, I hear that. But if you're using something that's damaging a nation and causing us to sin, we need to remove that point blank, period.
Period.
Because I don't care what nobody say, and I'm not against people who teach the chart. But like I tell everybody, I don't believe in the chart because it's 100% a lie. It's not true. Now, if you want to use it based off of locations where the slaves went and say Israelites here in that location, yeah. But saying no, if you here there, you that tribe, hell no, that's a lie. Because that's not factually true.
Right.
And people who've been using the chart coming in the nation, the scripture says some will slip in unaware. So let's take an example of, you knew the brother Joshua Miguel.
Light skin from your yeah, I remember him.
Right.
I remember Josh. Yeah.
He was in Swords of Zion. He married a black woman. But what did he do? He raped her daughter.
Yeah, man. I heard about that a few years ago. He doing like 40 years or something, ain't he?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what was his race ethnicity?
Josh was a Puerto Rican or something like that?
No, white.
Wow, was he?
Go look at his paperwork. It says white, but he claimed he was Northern Kingdom.
Wow.
He came in under the chart.
He did. I remember Josh. Josh used to call me every once in a while, man.
I sent the nigga money and everything to help him out a few times.
Yeah.
But most man's a pedophile. He's not even he wasn't a Puerto Rican or that. He's an Edomite.
Yeah, he was saying he was he was saying he was a Puerto Rican or a Dominican or something like that. I think. Yeah, I remember. I forgot about Josh. I remember him. Yeah, he had married that sister up in Detroit.
And raped the daughter. Black woman and raped the black daughter. Good. And now he's in prison all them years. But he came in through the chart.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Hey, look. On the real, especially if you just use common sense, though. I mean, bro, 9 out of them 12 tribes is Hispanics, ain't he? Only just use common sense. You dig? Then you got a lot of brothers on the continent, the motherland on the continent, that's been holding on to the culture for thousands of years.
Thank you.
You dig? So I mean, like, where you at? Like, where are all the Hispanics that standing up talking about they Asher and you know what I mean, Zebulon and all that.
But if we say that though, then Malak, you need to prove to me El Chapo Israelite, because y'all say Kings is Issachar.
Yeah.
Show me that El Chapo is an Israelite.
Yeah.
What's the other nigga? Pablo
Escobar. Yeah.
Pablo Asher. Show me they have all this kind of power where they can be fighting against a goddamn government. Yeah. You feel me? Having a government and the police show me that Issachar had that kind of power if Issachar is the Mexicans then. Screw to me, El Chapo a goddamn Israelite.
Yeah. I think it was just a lot of blending of stuff, like, because brothers find Israelite artifacts in the Western Hemisphere, and then they bring in certain books, Lost Tribes in the Promised Land. You know what I mean? But it's a lot of blending and mingling. You understand? Because you got a lot of original natives. That's us. You understand? Negro. But then got switched over to $5 Indians. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it Tonto in them, and you know, all type of madness. But even with that, like with the Joshua Miguel situation, but then you got the situation over here dealing with the Purple Gang, the Sister Joy Morgan, how she was murdered.
Right.
You understand? Right. And I heard he was a Hamite.
He was a Hamite. Right. That crept in unaware. And that's not saying it can't happen. But what I'm saying is, at least we can identify with the people who look actually like us, because we know all the tribes is Negro. Brothers just need to understand that. It's one nation, one race, one king. Point blank, period. Ain't no 12 nations and they look like this because of mixing. And that means now we got to talk about the mongrel doctrine and why nobody want to speak about that. And who's first generation, who's second generation, because now that's a problem. Because you got brothers in Israel that's first generation, but they claiming they high priest and all types of shit. When we know there's high priest in Israel. Actually, there's no priest in Israel, because we are with blemish. How can it be anybody be a priest if we blemish? Leviticus 21, when we read that. You got the laws: if you're too short, crook nose, spot of the eye, as myself. So I got a spot of the eye because I had an accident when I was a child. So that exempts me from being a priest. I'm humble enough to say that. I'm not gonna say, oh, I'm high priest this, high priest that. No, I think brothers use these fashy titles to hold authority over other men. How can you do that when we all got the same royal bloodline and Christ didn't give out no crowns and none of us is walking in the kingdom yet?
Yeah. It's drunk again. Back to what we were talking about being intoxicated. Drunk off power, man. Drunk off power, fame, lust. You dig that money start rolling in, and men realize this when you watch the book of Eli. One thing that he even understood was he ain't care about no other book, but if he got that Bible,
He good.
understand? He got the power because he can use it to control the masses and manipulate the minds. And I'm here to tell you, his brothers who's called elders, whether that's running around here claiming they elders and they graduation robes and all that, and it's all bad. You dig? Because again, being intoxicated ain't just drinking the strong drink. You understand?
Right.
There are a lot of men who would die before they give up that power. So we here to tell the brothers and sisters this, bro. Look, you're not in bondage to none of these men.
Nope.
You're not in bondage to them. We don't teach bondage. We teach freedom. We don't teach death. We teach life and life abundantly. Look, over at Honor Humility, we're not even looking for students. You understand? When we come together in this fellowship and go over scriptures and we glean off each other and learn. Like to me, it'll be interesting to have a conversation on how the Most High is dealing with Shar Sham, because I could take some jewels off that and apply it to my walk. You understand? Like, we're not looking for no students. We're not looking for nobody dependent on us. We always tell people you shouldn't be aiming to be studying up under us for no 10, 5 years and nothing like that. You should be looking to find your identity in Mashiach.
Exactly.
And perfect that.
Exactly.
And perfect it even more. You dig?
You know what's crazy? How these brothers in these camps and congregations can have brothers in there. They be with a sister. They have a falling out. Put the brother out. Then tell a sister you got to divorce that brother and marry another brother in the camp or congregation. Show me that shit in the fucking scriptures.
You ain't gonna
I've
find.
been hearing this like a lot.
Yeah. I done seen that. Yeah, I done seen that too. I done seen brothers try to tell sisters who find out, sisters who starting to embrace who they are, but they got a worldly man. They been in the world. You dig? And well, you got to divorce that nigga. He ain't in the truth. You dig? And if he ain't in the truth, then I got right to be.
The brother froze up.
Because Nabal was, I can hear you. Yeah,
no,
Nabal.
You up a little bit.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm talking about 1 Samuel 25th chapter. Name me.
You still freezing?
Am I?
Yeah, you freezing. I can hear you.
Oh, yeah. You can hear me. I'm still froze though.
No, you're not froze now.
Okay. Well, look, in 1 Samuel the 25th chapter, you got Abigail, you got Nabal, right? Nabal was her husband. David, like, I've been protecting your sheep while you was away or whatever. My men need food, water, and all that. Nabal basically blew David off, like, whatever, right? So David was about to go lay him down, right? But his wife Abigail came and pacified his anger. Serve David and his men. Thank you for protecting what was my husband's and all that. You dig? And not until that man died was then she allowed to be David's wife. You see what I'm saying? David couldn't go take her just because her husband wasn't in the so-called truth. Her husband didn't care about, you understand, who David was, being the anointed of the Most High. And men do that. Men justify getting a woman who's curious about understanding who she is and finding out.
It's a scripture in the New Testament, I believe I read before, that says that the man can be saved if the woman's in the knowledge and she's not.
Yeah, First Corinthians 7.
Why brothers don't teach that though?
And look, brothers teach. See, again, it's been picking and choosing with the Bible. Don't let no man or woman tell you they don't pick and choose when they read the Bible, because everybody do. Certain scriptures you hold to more than the others. You understand? It's just what it is. It's certain brothers, certain people hold to, for instance, certain people hold to the son of Joseph, right? Certain people hold to with the Holy Spirit overshadowed Mary. You're reading both in the Bible. You dig?
Right.
It just what resonates with your spirit. What makes most sense to you? People already pick and choose when they deal with the Bible. Even when it comes down to entertaining and fulfilling that lust demon they've been in agreement with.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like it's the truth. It's a lot of that. But look, it's things. I believe we need to identify how these unclean spirits get in. You dig?
Mm-hmm.
And what we need to do to drive them out. Because that was Messiah's ministry. He sent his disciples out and say, look, go heal the sick, cast out devils.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Yeah, they knew what day the Sabbath day was. They knew about the feast and all that, never speaking against it. They knew about all that dope, but he gave them commandments to go wage war against the forces of darkness. And obviously Israel got that problem. You got 56-year-old men courting 15-year-old children. And where her parents at?
Exactly.
The hell is going on here?
Exactly.
You dig? You got men stealing. You got men committing adultery. You got sisters abandoning their marriages and running off and popping up with brand new babies to these assemblies, and these men don't ask where their father is. Who are you? Where you from?
Right.
You know what I mean? How you coming to the truth? You dig? You getting all Google-eyed and all, that next week she your rib.
The camp hopping, the congregation hopping, all that type of stuff.
Yeah, like no.
One congregation for 10 years. F.O.P.E. the only congregation I've ever been in. Yeah. None else.
You see?
But you think we ever could have that dialogue with our brothers, and not even on no disrespectful stuff about dealing with the chart and these people really are our people, and we can bring evidence, and they bring the evidence just to have a conversation, because I feel like nobody in Israel want to talk about it. They don't want to sit down and discuss it because they feel, well, let the wheats grow with the tares and all this other stuff. But I'm like, well, I don't really believe that. I think the Most High wants this thing laid out to say, okay, these are the chosen, and these people here are those that sojourning with y'all, who y'all thought that was the chosen. That's how I feel about it. It needs to be talked about, because I'm not against nobody, no Hispanics, no Mexicans, none of them. But I think when you sit there and you giving somebody gate to somebody else, that's an issue to me. When these dudes is mixing and marrying out women and having children by women and calling out women, the nigga woman and nigga bitch and all this shit they doing, a nappy head woman, and they up on these shows and radio shows and in these different positions of power, the great now daughters of Zion, I have an issue with that.
I do too.
This shit needs to be talked about.
Yeah.
And I don't want to hear nothing about taking something away and replacing it with something else. It's either if the shit's right, it's right. If it's wrong, it's wrong. So we going to hold on to traditions of men, or is we going to listen to Yahweh?
Right, exactly. Exactly. And then, some conversations are conversations for scholars. Like, what you mean? Okay, take it away and it's wrong. Yeah, all right, it's gone. So now we got to put in our due diligence. And a lot of brothers have. Maybe not showing you a complete different chart, but, it's plenty of information out there about, B'nai Ephraim being over in Africa. You know what I mean? Gad.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Reuben. You dig?
I mean, you got people over there in Africa that's Negroes that telling you they from the tribe of Issachar.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no, this is our tribe. We know we Issachar. We Issacharites. This is us. But you telling us they Mexican.
Yeah. But look, ain't the only way somebody really gonna want to sit down and deal with that is if the pride ain't there. You understand? Like, it takes a person of impeccable character to admit, like, look, I was wrong when I said that. I know I've been teaching that, but based off what I've been shown lately, that's wrong. You know what I mean? And I got to come before the nation and let the nation know that that's wrong. You know what I mean? I repent. Please forgive me. I was teaching that because I looked at it like this, but now the Most High has given me an increase. And I don't want to be speaking the wrong thing. I don't want to be lying to you.
I felt like if brothers can sit down with brothers in the Kemet community and talk about the chart, why can't you sit down and talk about it with your own brothers? And I'm not talking about it in the scrutinized way of hating somebody. We need to talk about it in the way of this is really right. If we all saying we serve Yahweh YAHOSHUA, because that's what brothers claim,
Right.
we have a conversation about it as brothers.
Right. Exactly.
Now I don't
Exactly.
make anything. It just need to be discussed because I feel like the Israelite summits, yeah, y'all having them, but what is they for if we're not getting to the root and the problems in the nation? What's the point of talking about it? What's the point of going there, doing all this stuff, people vending, but the issues going on in the community, none of this shit is getting solved.
Yeah, it's just on the real. On the real, it's more of an economic type thing. But men probably gonna set up, and they make their money every time you come through. It's money being made. You dig? And one of the quickest ways to shut somebody up, I mean, if they not sincere, one of the quickest ways to shut anybody up about any type of problem that's going on within the community, throw some money at them or give them an opportunity to make some money. And then if you're not sincere, but if you sincere, you like, yeah, I'll make my money. But look, we need to call old boy to the mat on it. Or we need to talk about this. We need to talk about, you understand? I'm talking about salvational stuff. Like,
Right.
all right, well, look, we need to deal with this anger issue, this domestic violence that's
Right.
going on in the nation. We need to deal with this whoredom and this fornication. We need to deal with this. You understand? We need to deal with these men that are sold out and all that. Like, we need to really talk about that. We need to talk about our real identity. The brothers got the proof for thousands of years that they are the tribes and the other cats ain't. I mean, that don't mean the other cats can't serve the Almighty, but look, you got to be put in a proper position. Act like that ain't you.
Exactly. I'm just saying they sojourners. They can sojourn with us. I mean, they're not going to be in the kingdom. They're going to be on the outside of the kingdom, like the scriptures say, but they're going to sojourn with us. What's the problem?
Yeah.
So I'm like, and then even when we did the breakdown of the wheats and the tares, and they tell the brothers, hey, the wheats and the tares, don't you know it's not a good thing to be a tare? Because if you're a tare, you want to get burnt with fire.
Yeah, you're going to be destroyed.
So, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, listen, I had brothers that's Hispanic came to me and told me out their own mouth they know they're not Israelites.
Yeah.
And they all right with that. And confidentiality. And said, I don't mind serving or being a sojourner.
Yeah.
I'm a servant in this kingdom. And they okay with it. So I just think the conversation need to be had where we can talk about things. And I'm gonna find some brothers that's Hispanics who oppose to what we believe, and I'm gonna interview them as a brother, and talk to them as a brother with no hate, because this need to be talked about. You got this is why you have guys like the ancient watchmen and the stuff that's going in, how they calling us Canaanites. You feel me? And we not really Israel. Talk about y'all taught us this. We don't see one West Camps going at them guys.
Right. But they want to come. They want to come at F.O.P.E. They want to come over here, come at me. And I'm like, look, y'all can talk all that y'all want. Like, look, I didn't see none of y'all, even with the whole stripper debacle with the Passover, bruh. I ain't see nobody. I heard men say, oh yeah, we don't agree with it, but those men are young and I ain't see nobody as hard as y'all try to come at F.O.P.E. As hard as y'all so consumed with honor and humility right now, you dig? I ain't seen nobody straight like call them to the mat behind it, like on some serious. You dig? So that lets you know men's are hypocrites, and that's what I was saying. For anybody to have been teaching something for 25 years, 30 years, and can humble down and say, you know what? I see what y'all saying. I see what Quanaf and Shar Sham and Isaiah Yehud. I see what y'all saying. You understand? And for that brother to say, and then tell the nation, like, look, I used to teach that. You dig? And this is why I was teaching it. But these brothers that brought some things to the table that I can't deny. You understand? That takes a man of impeccable character. And for any brother and sister that's listening right now, understand this. The people that listen to you, yeah, you may lose a few followers or whatever, but they'll respect you more for it in the end. You'll be respected for that because they know that they ain't been, even though you're only supposed to follow Messiah, but they know they ain't been coattailing with somebody who know we going the wrong way and we should have got off 10 exits ago, Shar Sham.
Exactly.
Like if I'm in the back seat and I know we missed a turn, bro, get off the next exit and turn around. We got to go back.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm not gonna act like I don't know we going the wrong way.
Exactly.
You see, so that's what that come down to, bro.
True. And and that's one thing I can say I appreciate about you. The realness. I knew you was a genuine guy when I met you. And they the kind of people we need in the nation, man. You know, not here to backstab or do damage to our people, but to really uplift. Like I said, my goal is really to get to the kingdom, not to
Yeah.
keep dreaming about it. But I think in this society we live in now, brothers want to live the kingdom now and also have it later too. And at the
Yeah.
same time, rule over their brother and treat him like shit. And like I said, I'm coming to find out most of these guys in the nation are half breeds. They're not even Israelites. And a lot of these elders been in here 20, 30 years. They're not
Yeah.
even Israelites, just keeping it real.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
know,
the
man.
truth. Y'all not, a lot of y'all not Israel. You first generation.
Yeah.
They don't want to deal with that. And they the ones that's influencing this kind of behavior, the rape doctrine, and you can marry any woman out there, things like that. That's the problem. And it ain't being cleaned up because nobody don't want to say nothing about it. Nobody
Yeah.
want to face the truth about it. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm a full-blooded Israelite. I didn't check
Yeah.
my background and my lineage. All my
Yeah.
people are nothing but niggas. And I ain't
Mine too.
but the shit that's going on, they need to
Yeah.
stop. Why, Mally? Because it's influencing the younger men. And what we saying now falls in the streets, nothing but regurgitation.
Yeah.
Years ago, like I said, they was brothers was 20 years in then when I was coming in. Now
Yeah.
they 30 something years in. I'm 10 years in, and now you see the younger men coming in doing the same shit.
Same thing. It's the same. And look, that's how I was saying earlier, bro. You need to look, memorize 10 scriptures. You can look, you can lead a camp out there. It's that simple. You
Mm-hmm.
dig? I've been all praises to the Almighty since 2005, teaching since 2005. I was 23 then. Matter of
I
fact,
came,
right
I came in
around,
2011.
yeah,
2011. Yep.
right around this time, it was Hurricane Katrina. Hurricane Katrina. So 16 years later, it's Hurricane Ida. You know what
Mm.
I mean? Right around this time. So like 16 years, I ain't even 40 yet. You know what I mean? So all praise to the Almighty. So I've seen them come and go. You dig? But it's regurgitated information, regurgitated breakdowns too. Like
Mm-hmm.
one brother used to say that I know. He used to say, "Look, it's the same soup warmed over."
Yep.
That's all it is. You understand? And but it's really nothing. It's really nothing that you reading and you're taking that to empower those around you. If you can't read the Bible, right, and take the principles of Messiah, take the principles of the Torah, right, and affect righteous change within yourself and with everyone connected to you. Shar Sham, you're just reading a book. That's
Mm-hmm.
all you're doing. The whole purpose of the testimony of Messiah is for you to adapt, hit the principles of the kingdom of heaven to your life and affect righteous change right now. You understand? Other
Exactly.
than that, you just on the street corner with your graduation garment on, reading the same precepts. That's all you doing. But you're not affecting righteous change. You
Exactly.
understand? A lot of our people have just left a path of destruction out here. And I'm talking about men and women. I ain't just jumping on the men, it's the women too. You
Mm-hmm.
dig? A path of destruction out here, man. You see what I'm saying? Again, if you whatever you read, including the holy scriptures, you should be able to take that and to affect. I'm talking about positive, righteous, powerful change within yourself first, and then within your families, and then outside with the streets and all that, man. Right?
Mm-hmm.
If you can't do that, like why are you around her? Why is it true about this, Shar Sham? Why is it when the Israelite died, we got to put up a GoFundMe?
I just
What
told
is
this
that?
brother this the other day on the interview. I said, why
What?
we not making moves like the Nation of Islam? My grandfather was a Muslim.
Okay.
He was buried by his brothers
Mm-hmm.
in the mosque. Even though I'm not a Muslim, but when I went to my grandfather's funeral, the Most High showed me. He said, "This is how the nation of Israel is supposed to be, taking care of their own."
Yeah.
But because of our lack of discipline, the greediness of people in our nation,
Yeah.
we're not allowed to do that. But he showed me a traditional burial of an ancient burial. My grandfather was buried in the dirt, a traditional burial, celestial. His body was rubbed in oil. He was
Okay.
wrapped in sheets and put in the ground and had a piece of plastic put over his body. He wasn't buried in a coffin,
Okay.
like or what we know in the Israelite community as
Mhm.
sarcophagus, or what we
Right.
had. So you know what I'm saying? The Most High showed me that, man. I cried tears watching my grandfather be buried because you know, like I said, the Most High showed me so much through my walk, man. And he was like, was just showing me things. And I was like, man, do I need to start writing? Like, do I need to write a book of Shar Sham or something? Because I'm like, that's how I started feeling, like from the experiences
Hey,
that he let
hey,
me see.
yeah, the mind of Shar Sham. You heard
For
it first
real,
right
like
here.
I'm trying to tell you, because that's how I was feeling, like the stuff he be telling me, and I be having so much running through my mind, and I'm like, man, I be praying to the Most High, like, man, I thought my life was hard when I didn't know the truth. But now I know, man, this shit's a burden, brother. I'm trying to tell you.
It is. It
It's
is.
a burden I'm carrying, brother. And I'm trying to tell you, man, every day I feel like my knees gonna buckle. But
Yeah.
when I think about my wife and kids, brother, I know I gotta get up, man, keep going, man. But
Yeah, you gotta keep going. No, we ain't staying down. We in it to win it. We
damn,
in it to
man.
win it. Hey, but look, just trip off this. Israel. Life insurance to bury anybody. Do you know life insurance, depending on what kind of policy you get, term policy or whatever, do
Mm-hmm.
you know that life insurance costs as much as your cell phone every month? All right?
Mm-hmm.
You can get you a $25,000 policy between $40 to $60 a month, Shar Sham.
Exactly.
What you mean? We out here gotta raise money to bury our people.
But
That's what I'm saying. Like we being slothful. The scriptures don't the scriptures teach you about not being slothful in business? You
but
see what I'm
Molly,
saying?
this is why I said when we read those stories in the Bible, how Abraham brought the tomb in a
Mm-hmm.
cave to be buried in. I was telling now people I did a slideshow before about the Israelite bum. I'm a king and a priest, or what they call themselves. You know what I'm saying? I did a show on here and I talk about it, about how we should be buying burial plots for us and our family when we die. We should be already having this shit set up. We should be using our money and our finances for other things instead of the things that brothers is doing in the community. Like a lot of them with these false businesses selling shit and selling items to brother 4 times, 5 times the value of things, which been
Yeah,
going on for a long time. A whole lot of conning and scanning that these niggas is doing, and
yeah,
this shit got to stop. You feel me? Because like I said, it's like they out here trying to get rich off people. They doing us worse than the goddamn other nations.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And it's crazy. But for me, and when I preach certain things and try to tell brothers, I'm not being boastful. I'm just trying to motivate you.
yeah,
Stop giving all these men your damn money. These
yeah,
niggas is living, like you said, he just bought a goddamn $700,000 house. But nigga,
yeah,
you struggling. You and your wife struggling. But this nigga bought a goddamn $700,000 house. He moved
yeah,
from the urban community and moved into the suburban community with the same people he called Esau and the damn devil. Do that
yeah.
make any sense?
Nah, it don't make sense.
But when you tell them the truth, they hate a nigga like me for telling them. And that's why I be trying to tell them, man, y'all the sheep that's been led to the slaughter.
Yeah,
Not me, because when I look at y'all got food written across y'all forehead.
yeah,
But
yeah,
I'm the one saying, y'all got on food, water, survival shit. They cut the grid. What you gonna
yeah,
do?
yeah,
Your honor ain't gonna help you.
yeah. Nah, none of them.
Ain't gonna help you.
None of them. Ain't
Your
none of them.
car ain't gonna help you.
No, no.
And look at for instance, Israelite Church of God in Jesus Christ. You don't hear nothing about them no more ever since the company passed.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Where they at now?
Yeah, he was
Can't
supposed to
even
lead them.
find them.
He was
Don't even
supposed
see
to.
them in the streets.
He was supposed to lead them across the Atlantic Ocean.
Exactly.
16 days after he after he died, he was supposed to lead them across the Atlantic Ocean, and he was gonna get to the promised land. Unlike that false prophet Martin Luther King, that man died on April 1st, April Fool's Day. It's crazy, you know what I mean? But no,
Yeah,
I'm in agreement with you, man. Buying burial plots, going to buying land. Bro, we a
exactly.
nation. You need land resources. You understand? You need commodities and all that. Like either we gonna move and dictate everything as a nation, or bro, we got to call it for what it is. Right now, it's just a religion. It's just Hebrew Christianity, like my Akrad just said in the chat.
That's what I said. But that's
Yeah,
why I said, Molly, those that's like minded, like me and you, who want to move the nation forward through the power and spirit of the Most High and His Son, we the ones got to come together and do it to save the next generation, the ones who want for another 10 years be going by, and I'll be
yeah,
46 or
yeah.
47. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? And we still in the same predicament, in the same condition.
No,
No,
it can't.
kids
That can't
be
happen.
my kids would be what, 16, 15 years old by then. I can't
Right.
allow that.
Right. Right. My young ones to be teenagers, my older ones to be grown. I don't got no time to be wasting.
Exactly. You
I don't got
see
no time to be wasting. That's why, I a lot of the moves we make off camera. Cause I'm done even talking with folk. Like, look, either we gonna make this move and strike while the iron's hot. You see everything. You understand? It's like the hourglass. The
Mm-hmm.
big hourglass. It's sliding through, and then you see they weaving us out of society. Y'all. We being targeted, the anti-vaxxers are the problems and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So we really don't got no time to play and mighty cuddle with nobody about nothing. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Life is never going back to what it was. You
Nope.
understand? All
Nope.
right, you're in the COVID-19 world. This is the realm you are in. You have to deal with it. You either gonna comprise, you either gonna, settle down and get along with the get on, or you gonna separate. That's all it's gonna come down to, and that's where we at. So I'm with you. I'm with we teach the preparation. Get yourselves together. You understand, brothers? Brothers. Hey, look, love your children, love your wives, sisters. Submit in a righteous manner. Love your husbands. Look, the nation will never be healed if we constantly going back and forth with one another. You understand? We constantly going back and forth. We constantly hating. We constantly doing that. And bro, it's about to go down out here. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yehuda ben Isaiah, that's my Ak right there, man. I've known that brother for years. Bless up, brother. Bless up. Hallelujah.
And for instance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look at what's going on in Saudi. Is it Afghanistan?
Afghanistan, yeah.
Killing the women. I mean, not killing the women. They killing the men, killing the children, or sodomizing the boys. They said doing auctioning off their daughters, taking the women. We live in it. It tells you right there in what is it, Second Address 15. I forgot which verse where they would have power in their own hand in regards to kings and the princes. People act like that's not going to come to America. It's going to happen. You got all these militias, these different groups that's going to rise up. The war is going to come to your front door. The thing is you going to be able to survive it? Is you going to have enough food, medical equipment? It might be a time when you can't even go to the hospital. I mean,
exactly.
Like,
that's right.
I'm just trying to tell people, man, y'all got to look at the signs of the times. The party is over. Popping bottles at the club, smacking big butt strippers' ass, flying all over the world, thinking that everything's a game. It's over with. It's over with. But y'all don't want to accept it because y'all think that this kingdom is going to go on forever. Well, I got to tell you the truth. They thought Egypt was going to go on forever.
Yeah.
They thought Rome was going to go on forever. Persia, their rise, they thought that they was going to go on forever. Every great kingdom fall. And as you can see, the time is here. So y'all can keep laughing at us who trying to tell y'all the truth. But like the Most High said, the Greeks seek wisdom. My people seek a sign. The Most High said he's going to laugh at y'all calamity. And that's for everybody. Israelites, non-Israelites, family members, whoever on here watching my live stream. Believe it or not, think it's a game. The Most High Yahweh going to show y'all. And when it go down, I'm not going to tell you I told you so. Because I'm going to make sure I'm tucked away doing what I got to do to survive the shit.
Exactly. Hey, look, brother. Exactly. And look, and that's where it's at, bro. Because and that's one thing. Like, we gotta limit. We gotta be careful who we're around and who we fellowship with, who we eat with. You understand? Because look, bro, a lot of these people that we dealing with are again, you dig, or have been in agreement with these unclean spirits so long. You know what I mean? We can't have that around our children. We can't have that around our, our safety net and our zone and our own little cipher and all that. That's why I can't even hang. I'm not even hanging no more. I hang with a select few. You feel me? And we don't gotta pop bottles and do all that to have a good time. You know what do? We come together and talk about the love of the Most High and what we need to do for the next move and the generation behind us. You understand?
Yeah.
I got 5 short leggers. 5 children. You understand? They all depend on me. Abba, what's next? I know. You dig?
Hey,
I got 5 short leggers. I ain't got no time to be playing around with nobody. Like, if life ain't serious for you, then keep it pushing.
You and I know, brother, when food is scarce, people resort to do anything.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot of guns in America.
Hey,
So
so right.
if people thinking that food shortages, water contamination, and a cut down grid ain't gonna cause rioting, FEMA camps, problems, your neighbors trying to rob you, it's gonna get worse. And
Yeah,
especially worse for women that's pregnant. Scriptures tell you, woe to a woman and child in that time.
yeah,
It ain't gonna be no Similac bottles or milk in the stores. It's gonna be hell. The Most High says it's gonna be a time on earth that's never been seen before. I'm telling y'all, we live living in the shit.
yeah. I
We're live
brought I
in it.
brought deep in it. Hey, can I share something else with the fam, Shar Sham?
Yes, sure. Go ahead. Most High bless. You know,
Okay.
it's your interview. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You can
let me
definitely have me.
the brother done had me on here, man. So brothers want to share a little something with the fam real quick, man. I'm about
Yeah,
to
go
go into, I don't know if you ever heard of the Nazarene Acts or the Clementine Homilies. I see you got a whole bunch of books back
ahead.
there.
I heard you speak of them, but I don't have those books. But I
Yeah.
heard you speak of them. But you can go ahead and bring it out because
All right.
like I said, bro, my platform is non-biased, whether I agree with 100% or not. So
Right.
everybody know that it's about the information. So
Right.
whether like I can learn from it and look into it and research for myself. So go ahead.
Okay, so what I'm about to bring up just the background information. The Clementine Homilies or the Nazarene Acts of the Apostles is Simon Peter. That's his actual journal, all right, and his teachings of him defending the teachings that the Messiah taught him. It go back first century. You can hear a lot of the church historians, regardless if they agree with it or not, they were speaking on it. They were speaking on it. I just did a 56 slide presentation
Hmm.
going over the ancient testimonials of like the Nazarene way of life and all that. Now, when you get to any dealing with any theologians who have their doctorate, their PhDs, whatever, like in Yale, Cambridge, all that, bro, when they talk about the history of the New Testament, a lot of them bring up the Clementine homilies. All right.
Okay.
So it's well understood in the academic world that these are Peter's journals. These are Peter's writings and his battles because he used to debate a man named Simon Magus. Okay. Simon Magus, in today's terms, would be Sinetta.
Oh
Sinetta.
wow.
Yeah, Sinetta. It's Sinetta all day, like straight up. So Peter was battling dude the whole book, banging on him. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
it was showing how deep and how thorough the Messiah trained up his 12 appointed apostles. But what I want to go into a specific section here, page 130 for anybody listening to have it. It's homily 7, and we're gonna go over how a lot of these demons and these unclean forces get in demand. That's why I went to Peter first, and he said, "Be sober and vigilant." Right. So let me
Hmm.
go into some of this real quick. If y'all don't got it, hey, it's on Amazon. Don't cost that much. But the scholars been talking about it, right?
You said it's on Amazon.
Yeah, it's on Amazon. Clementine,
Hey, just when you get a chance, send me the links
I got you.
when you get
I
a
got
chance.
you. I got you, Rob. I got you. All right, let me share this real quick for you. And let's get into this a little taste, bro. I think this is very important information our people need to know. Uh, and we teach out of it quite a bit. All right, let me know if that's up on the screen, bro.
Yep.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Wow. Hold on, my computer loading up. There it is, right there. All right, so this right here is homily 7. All right, page 130. All right, now I'm about to go into the reason of Simon's power. Simon is like a look. You read about Simon in Acts the 8th chapter. Simon the sorcerer, Simon the magician, but they don't go into detail how many years Peter was battling with dude. They make it seem like he converted to the way and it was over. You know what I mean? But look at this right here. All right, and I'm gonna skip around some of these. I ain't gonna read the whole thing. I just want y'all to see some of this. All right. Reason of Simon's power, and this is Peter talking. He said, God who created the heavens and the whole universe does not want occasion for the salvation of those who would be saved. Wherefore, let no one in seeming evils rashly charge him with unkindness to man. Meaning, Peter is saying nobody can charge the Most High. he's blameless in the situation. I know there's brothers that believe the Most High create evil and does evil and all that, but Peter was taught by the Messiah that the Most High is blameless. All right, everything that you see happening in this earth is because of free will, the power of choice. Okay, so he says right here, for men do not know the issue of those things which happen to them, nay, suspect that the result will be evil. But God knows that they will turn out well. So it is in the case of Simon. He is a power, trip off this. He is a power of the left hand of God, Yah, and has authority to do harm to those who know not God. Right? So we got to be careful because there are a lot of Simon Maguses in the Israelite community as well. You dig? You can be dealing with a brother that's really on the left side, left hand of the Almighty. All right. And only can do harm to those who don't know the Almighty. So that he has been, and that's why we got to protect our innocent brothers and sisters who just find this out and who just coming into the way. You understand? It says right here. It says right here, so that he has been able to involve you, trip off this, Shar, in diseases. But by these very diseases which have been permitted to come upon you by the good providence of God, you seeking and finding him who is able to cure, have been compelled to submit to the will of the Most High on the occasion of the cure of the body. So he's saying, even though Simon is somebody that's evil, somebody that's on the left hand side, right? Him being like that drives you to seek a remedy from the Almighty. So in essence, it's all going to turn out for good for those who humble themselves and seek the Almighty. All right, have been compelled to submit to the will of God on the occasion of the cure of the body, and to think of believing in order that in this way you may have your souls, trip off this out, as well as your bodies in a healthy state. These brothers were Nazarenes. They kept their mind, their body, and spirit pristine. You understand? And it was things that they were very, very, very disciplined with. When it comes down to table fellowship, you can't eat with everybody. You understand? When it comes down to what certain foods you throw down your throat, when it comes down to keeping the companies with harlots and being around certain individuals that's slothful and that's thieves, and you know what I mean, or keeping companies with brothers that are known fornicators, or a brother that has anger issues. You dig? Like, these brothers are very particular about who they company with, Shar Sham. You dig? Now watch this. So the remedy, these people were had been around Simon Magus, and Simon Magus had a doctrine called the standing man doctrine. So he had everybody believing that he was Mashiach through his power, through his knowledge of the dark side. He had people thinking he was the Messiah. All right. So these people come to Peter, they're sick, and Peter letting it be known, like, look, the reason you're sick is because you've come into agreement with a power on the left-hand side of the Most High. You dig? You've come into agreement with these unclean forces unknowingly, but you still volunteered yourself to them. And this is how. Now watch this. This is homily 7, chapter 3, the remedy. Now I have been told that after he had sacrificed an ox, eaten, table fellowship, after he sacrificed an ox, he feasted you in the middle of the forum, and that you, being carried away with much wine, made friends with not only the evil demons, but their prince also, which is Satan. All right, so he threw a feast. This is what Simon Magus did. This demon on the left-hand side. All right, he threw a feast. He barbecued this ox that everybody, that smelled good, right? Then he had the drink flowing, and then look at this. You made friends with not only the evil demons, but their prince also. And that in this way, the most of you were seized by these sicknesses. Trip about this, unwittingly drawing upon yourselves with your own hands the sword of destruction. That's why I was saying, like, a lot of the times we come into agreement with these unclean forces, and we don't even know, but we voluntarily subjected ourselves to them. That's why. Go ahead, bro.
Some years ago, the Most High bestowed it in my mind and told me that I needed to change my diet, and he wanted me to lower my meat intake to. He told me that the portions of my meat intake should be the smallest on my plate, and my vegetable intake, grain intake, and everything else should be bigger than my meat intake. And me and my wife was trying to do a way where we could cut our meat intake maybe down to like 3 days a week.
Okay. Okay. Well, that what's up. Well, look.
That was years ago. That
Mm.
was years ago. The Most High told me. Now I've been practicing it, and I have been taking in a lot of less meat, and I cut out a whole lot of red meat.
Hey, look, Shar Sham. That's what's up. Yeah, listen to the voice of the Almighty. The Most High is in your spirit, regardless of how many precepts a brother try to pull. You dig? You know what the voice of the Most High is saying to you. You dig? And that's what it comes down to, bro. We getting people to turn back to his voice. Because when the Most High told Abraham to leave everything that he knew, Abraham wasn't reading nothing.
Right.
He heard his voice. When the Most High told Noah, build that ark, it wasn't no precepts he had to read. You understand? He heard the voice of the Almighty. You did? And that's what we got to get back to. We got to hear his voice. And that's the voice of the Almighty. I'm telling you, like, look, come up off that flesh. Start, you know what I mean? Even if you got to wean yourself. But look, watch this. Now watch this. For the demons, trip off this. For the demons would never have had power over you had not you first supped with their prince. Right? So the demons can't even get authority over man unless you sit down and fellowship. There had to be some type of fellowship, and there had to be some type of agreement that went down. The problem in the Israelite community is a lot of these things happen, and we can't even tell. We can't even tell. You understand? And you look up at a 56-year-old decrepit joker courting a 15-year-old little girl. You know what I'm saying? He came into agreement with that pedophile demon years ago, though. However it happened, he came into agreement with it. You understand? And then after so long, he didn't agree with it. Guess what? That's just who I am. You understand? King David did it, supposedly. You know, if you read the book, right? If you read the book of Jasher, Isaac was 40 and Rebecca was 10. Come on, regardless of what you read, in your spirit, you know it's wrong. You understand? You know it's wrong. We got to get back to hearing and listening. So the demons would never have power over any man unless a man first supped with the prince of the demons. For thus from the beginning was a law laid by the Heavenly Father, the creator of all things, on each of the two princes, him of the right hand, that's YAHOSHUA, and him of the left, that neither should have power over anyone whom they might wish to benefit or to hurt, unless first he has sat down at the same table with them. That makes sense, because don't YAHOSHUA say in Revelations, I stand at the door and knock. And if you open up, I'm going to come in and sup with you.
Exactly.
See that? So Peter is saying either the prince on the right hand, whether it's YAHOSHUA or the adversary that's on the left. You understand? Neither one of them, YAHOSHUA can't benefit you and Satan can't harm you unless you first sit down and fellowship. All right? Now watch this. And that's what I'm saying. Eating is a very spiritual thing, brother. It's very spiritual. You understand? Very, very spiritual. Why you think the customs of the ancient people, they all sitting, like a lot of us don't even sit at the same table and eat dinner no more.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's very spiritual. You eating, you partaking, you're looking in the eyes of your loved ones and all that. You understand? Even down to this day, you want to take somebody out on a date. What you do? You go out to eat. Eating is very spiritual because you're communing, you're fellowshipping, and you're actually partaking of the same spirit when you do that. All right. Now watch this. It says, as then when you partook of meat offered to idols, look at this, you became servants to the prince of evil. That's why, some people, I come into this way of life and, I don't celebrate Christmas no more, but I like my mama biscuits. So I'm gonna go over Christmas dinner, right? And she gonna cook me the clean food, but that's still food offered to idols. A lot of the brothers still eat Chinese food, and you go right into the so-called Chinaman, and he got a statue of Buddha sitting right on the counter. You understand? He got his God sitting right out there. And here you go eating some vegetable fried rice, think you eating righteous. Or eating some beef fried rice, think you eating righteous. That's still food offered to idols. It's offered to a whole nother deity. All right. So he says that as then when you partook of meat offered to idols, you became servants to the prince of evil. In like manner, if you cease from these things and flee for refuge to the Almighty through the good prince of his right hand. That's a Mashiach, right? Honoring him, trip off this, honoring him without sacrifices by doing whatsoever he wills. Know of a truth that not only will your bodies be healed, but your souls also will become healthy. For he only, destroying with his left hand, can quicken with his right. He only can both smite and raise the fallen. So we see right here, Shar Sham, that one of the avenues that Peter say that the demons take is in table fellowship, eating or supping with either the adversary for the demons, or if you want to sup with the spirit of the Most High, you got to sit down and sup with the prince of his right hand, which is Messiah. And he's supping with you without sacrifices, meaning without even killing flesh. You understand? He come right on in and what? Sup with you. And trip off of the whole thing got to do with the healing of your souls and the healing of your bodies. But that ain't it. That ain't it, right? Now watch this. This right here is called the golden rule. All right. And this right here makes a lot of sense if you just trip off of it. Give me 5, man. All right. Golden rule. Wherefore, as then you were deceived by the forerunner Simon, and so became dead in your souls to the Most High, and were smitten in your bodies. So now, if you repent, as I said, and submit to those things which are well pleasing to the Creator, you may get new strength to your bodies and recover your soul's health. All right, especially in these hours. They just came out with a new variant, Shar Sham. I know you heard about the Mu variant, the Delta variant, the Mu variant. In these hours, y'all, we can't afford to have nothing in these bodies that cause taboo. And
exactly.
Yep. And Peter's going through that. He's showing how to heal. Even if you got certain plagues within you, you can be healed of it. You understand? You just got to stop feeding it the wrong type of fuel. You got to introduce your body to the right environment. Now watch this. It says, you may get new strength to your bodies and recover your soul's health. And the things which are well pleasing to the Most High are these. Check this out, Doc. It say to pray to him, to ask from him, recognizing that he is the giver of all things and gives with discriminating law, to abstain from the table of devils, not to taste dead flesh, not to touch blood, to be washed from all pollution, and the rest in one word, as the God-fearing Jews have heard. Hold on, let me go over to the next one. I got you, Shar Sham. As the God-fearing Jews have heard, do you also hear, and be of one mind in many bodies. Let each man be minded to do to his neighbor those good things he wishes for himself. Israel need to learn that. Israel need to learn, look, these are things that please the Most High. A lot of the stuff, a lot of the things that we put in our bodies, give avenue to these unclean forces. Now, beside that, guess what Israel need to learn to do as well? Look, we need to learn to do well to our neighbors, man. All right? Be minded. Let each man be minded to do to his neighbor those good things he wishes for himself. And you may all find out what is good by holding some such conversation as the following with yourselves. All Israelites need to be listening to this. Have this conversation with yourself. Look at this. You would not like to be murdered. Do not murder another man. You would not like your wife to be seduced by another. Do not you commit adultery. You would not like any of your things to be stolen from you. Steal nothing from another. And so understanding by yourselves what is reasonable and doing it, you will become dear to the Most High and will obtain what? Healing. Healing. A lot of our people have STDs, spiritually transmitted demons. Not just a sexually transmitted disease, but the demons have been transmitted, these dark forces. And that brother that's into that pedophilia, I'm here to tell you, he under attack. Regardless if you know it or not, he's under attack. You see that? So this right here is giving the blueprint on how to properly heal from bodily plagues and spiritual sicknesses. Because trip about this, a lot of the mental disorders that people have, schizophrenia, dementia, y'all look, all those, well, in the spiritual realm, we know these are demons, but bro, they call them mental disorders, sicknesses. They're classified as sicknesses. So that means that if the demons are in you, that means technically, medically speaking, you are sick. You're sick, all right? And so understanding by yourselves what is reasonable and doing it, you will become dear to the Most High and will obtain healing. Otherwise, in the life which now is, your bodies will be tormented. And in that which is to come, your souls will be punished. Ooh-wee. So he's letting it be known. You understand? Like, look, we supposed to be doing good to our neighbors and all that. Like, you don't want these things done to you because nobody want their house broken into. Stop stealing. Don't nobody want their wife, you know what I mean, taken from them. But you need to stop flirting with these other women and you know what I mean, committing adultery. You dig? Also, table fellowship that's very, very big, bro. We are not supposed to be at the table with these devils. We are not supposed to be eating food sacrificed to devils. He also talked about the dead flesh. You understand? Now, I know that ruffles a lot of people's feathers. Hold on, Locke, we can do this and that. But look, I'm not here to argue with you. Look, this whole thing is about reshaping the Israelite community. That's what this whole interview is. You understand? And I'm here to offer my perspective or our perspective as Nazarene brothers. You understand? Look, you dig? A lot of these things, even mental disorders that we go through, bodily plagues, a lot of it, believe it or not, Shar Sham, is foodborne. A lot of these things we let in, not just by looking at certain situations, but it has to do with what we put in our mouths. How you think? Go ahead,
No, I wanted to say I agree with you said about the foodborne because it was a black scientist saying how they inject certain things in the food that cause people to be homosexuals for the on hormone imbalance. He was like they was injecting it in the food and in the water. You know, and I thought that was crazy because he was doing a study on frogs, and he was talking about this is why certain people have that spirit of homosexuality because they inject these kind of chemical balances in the food and the water that we drink.
Bro, your food has been weaponized against us. All right. And here we go eating like, man, I can eat it because it's saying in the Torah, I can eat it. And like, look, we know in the last days, knowledge has been increased. All right. We know in the last days, look, you in the medical field, you know, like, man, you can look down to the cell of any organism now. Like you can measure the potential hydrogen of blood now, the pH levels. Like knowledge has been increased. So like we understand what's destroying us. The beautiful thing is this. Peter and them was taught this by our Messiah 2,000 years ago. You know what I mean? Because food can be weaponized against you. Food has already been weaponized against you going back into the ancient world. Because if you're eating food sacrificed to idols, or if you're eating outside of how Mashiach ordered to be eaten, bro, you know what I mean? You can be causing injury to the very vessel that the Most High is to be dwelling in. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of it has to do, even today, mental disorders, diabetes, cancer, bro, it all comes from what you put in your mouth. Cirrhosis of the liver, dialysis, the kidney failure, all of it got to do with what you put in your mouth. You see what I'm saying? Now, trip off this. We're going to jump over to the two paths. All right, the two paths. I just got a few of these, Shar Sham. I ain't going to stay long on this, but I just got a few of these I want to share, all right? Now, look at this. It says, knowing then these good and evil deeds, I make known unto you as it were two paths. Remember, Moses say, life and death, choose one, right? I shall show you by which travelers are lost and by which they are saved, being guided of the Most High. The path of the lost then is broad and very smooth. It ruins them without troubling them. But the path of the saved is narrow, rugged, And in the end, it saves, not without much toil, those who have journeyed through it. And these two paths are presided over by unbelief and faith. That makes sense. The Messiah said it. Broad is the path that leads to destruction, but narrow is the path that leads to life. All right. So it makes sense that K5 or Peter is teaching this. All right. The broad path is presided over by unbelief. The narrow path is presided over by faith. And these journey through the path of unbelief. Trip off this. These are those who are on the path of destruction, Shar Sham. Those who have preferred pleasure. Those who have preferred pleasure on account of which they have forgotten the day of judgment. See, Shar Sham, you just was saying all that. Look, the day is over for the popping of the bottles and the big booty strippers, and because any Israelite, conscious Israelite that's doing that in this hour, they are on the path of destruction. They on the path of the broad path. Because again, journey through the path of unbelief, those who have preferred pleasure on account of which they have forgotten the day of judgment. If you out here moving around like it's 1999 and you in this COVID-19 world, and you understand that life ain't never gonna be what it is, you understand you should be in preaching and teaching the good news of the coming kingdom and survival. Right? You shouldn't be out here, trying to live your best life. All right, doing that which is not pleasing to the Most High, and not caring to save their souls by the word, and have not anxiously sought their own good. Truly, they know not that the counsels of Yah are not like men's counsels. For in the first place, he knows the thoughts of all men, and all must give an account not only of their actions, but also of their thoughts. Look at that, Shar Sham. Peter's saying, look, the Most High's judgment means thoughts, not just the actions. That's why YAHOSHUA said, what? If you looked on a woman and lusted after, you already committed adultery with her in your heart. Because you're not about to get off on no technicality in the day of judgment. You're not going to get off on no loophole. Technically, I did. Nuh-uh. That ain't happening. In these hours, you need to be listening to the voice of the Almighty. All right? Now watch this. Most High is not only going to judge our actions, but our thoughts. And their sin is much less who strive to understand well and fail. He said your sin is less. If you strive to do well and understand, but you fall, than that of those who do not at all strive after good things. Because it hath pleased Yah that he who errs in his knowledge of good, as men count errors, should be saved after being slightly punished. But they who have taken no care at all to know the better way, even though they may have done countless other good deeds, if they have not stood in the service he has himself appointed, come under the charge of indifference and are severely punished and utterly destroyed. Peter's saying you can do all the good deeds you want, but if you have not stood in the service that Yah has appointed, you come under the charge of indifference and are severely punished and utterly destroyed. I got one more to show you. This is the service of his appointment. Again, y'all, Clementine Homilies. This is Peter's journal. All right. This is Clement documenting the teachings of Peter that he got from the Messiah. And this go back to the 1st century, my brother. All right. All the church historians talked about it. Everybody in seminary school know about the Clementine Homilies. You just got to ask yourself why it ain't in the Bible and who decided for it not to be in the Bible. All right. The service of God's appointment. Look at this, because remember he said, if you ain't stood in the service that the Most High appointed, you come under the charge of indifference. All right, now watch this. And this is the service he has appointed, to worship him only and trust only in the prophet of truth. Navi Ha'amet, the prophet of truth is YAHOSHUA, Yahshua. And trip off this, and to be baptized for the remission of sins. I know that don't sit well with a lot of brothers and sisters. I really technically ain't got to get baptized and heard it all. You understand? Like I see Mama Side did it. I'm with it. You understand? And personally, I'm with fulfilling every requirement of the kingdom of heaven. If I see Messiah teaching it and doing it, why wouldn't I do it?
Right.
Now, true about this. It says, and to be baptized for the remission of sins, and thus by this pure baptism, be born again unto Yah by saving water. True about this. Here we go again, Shar Sham. To abstain from the table of devils. We can't be eating with everybody because we come into agreement with the devils that they are entertaining. All right. To abstain from the tables of devils. That is, from food offered to idols. Look at this again. From dead carcasses. That's dead animal flesh. Right? From animals which have been suffocated or caught by wild beasts, and from blood. Now watch this. Not to live any longer impurely, to wash after intercourse, that the woman on their part should keep the law of purification. Absolutely. Absolutely. And a lot of us naturally was doing that even before we came into the word. You understand? But yeah, washing after intercourse is very important in dealing with the Almighty. You know what I mean? For one, intercourse is for married folk. All right. And after you have intercourse, you are commanded to wash. All right. That the woman on their part should keep the law of purification. That all should be sober-minded, given to good works, refraining from wrongdoing, looking for eternal life from the all-powerful Yahweh, and asking with prayer and continual supplication that they may win it. Such was Peter's counsel to the men of Sidon also. And in few days, many repented and believed, and check this out, Shar Sham, and were healed. And Peter having founded a church and set over it as bishop, one of the elders who were with him left for Sidon. So what he did after that, he set up, a leader over the community right there. And then he kept chasing down Simon Magus. He kept chasing them down because everywhere where Simon Magus went out, he left a path of destruction. Right? He left a path of destruction everywhere he went. He left people sick. He left people healed. And he left people broke. He left people broke. You understand? Because he was conning them out of their money, their shekels.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Peter used to have to come behind, brother, and undo everything that he was doing and teach the people. Because we read where I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. We read where Messiah sent his disciples out to heal, correct? But a lot of people don't understand that them going out to heal, they actually were teaching the people how to heal themselves. That way they can go off and do the same thing. You understand? Right. They told them, like, look, introduce your body to the right environment. Stop eating dead things. Stop eating blood. Stop eating food sacrificed to idols. You understand? Stop going to the feast that Simon Magus is throwing. Because in this, you have come into agreement and sat at the table with devils. But if you turn from that and stop eating certain things and stop putting certain things in your body, you understand, and repent, your soul and your body can be healed. We talking about reshaping the Israelite community. Israelite, it starts with that, right? Now, as we keep reading, I'm not going to read it, but as we keep reading, he goes into the sexual misconduct as well, Shar Sham. The sexual misconduct. You understand? Because sexual misconduct opens you up to those demons as well, bro. Whether it's adultery, the whoredom the brothers have come into agreement with out here. You know what I mean? Laying with strippers and harlots and going to get whores because you're arguing with your wife, man. Look, work that out, man. You understand? You just gotta. It's time for y'all to talk. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But ain't no. But don't allow the devil to drive a wedge in your marriage and you look off. And because you mad at her, you over here at the strip club trying to justify that lust demon. You know what I mean? Right. You can mess around and lay with a harlot or something like that, and then Yah forbid, some things end up coming upon you. You didn't call something upon you, but you brought it on yourself. See what I'm saying? You agree, and the Israelite community is infested with demons. Anytime men are teaching lawful rape, men and women. There's a woman out here teaching rape. Shar Sham, what's up with that? What the hell is going on? Rape.
She's that She's that that Jezebel prophetess that YAHOSHUA talked about in Revelations.
Good Lord. I'm like, nah, she can't believe that. And
Yeah.
believe that Yahushua is the serpent in the garden? Is that serious?
I mean, that's how bad it is out here now, man.
Good
And that's why I've
Lord.
been fighting so hard against that rape doctrine. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
bro.
Because it's a lie. And I stick to my lie and what the Most High want me to do
Yeah,
and command me to do. But I just can't believe how many people out here blaspheming and lying on the Most High word like that. And
yeah,
like I said, she gonna get it in the day of judgment because she leading a lot of people astray, teaching that lie and putting a bad name on the Most High's people. We don't never believed in or did anything like that. It's a
nah,
difference between rape and seduction. Like I said, when you rape somebody, man, you destroy a person for life.
you do.
They go through a traumatization forever, all the way until their death. Why would the Most High allow His people to do that to the daughters of Zion? Don't even make sense.
No, you know what I mean? Do that, period. The daughter of Zion, or look, any
Or
woman.
anybody.
Yeah, because some
Anybody
Israelites believe that. Like, man, in the kingdom, we gonna be raping women and are we gonna have a harem of whores and have our way. And look, the kingdom, look, the rulership is only gonna be given to the righteous, brother. This is not gonna be the black KKK. This is not
Exactly.
gonna be the Hebrew KKK in garments. You're not gonna drink you some Jim Beam and go rape little Becky in them. It's not happening. It's not happening. You know what I mean?
You know
And
what it was though? Like I said, Mally before, it's the non-Israelites or first generation people who think that the Israel really is mongrel people, manzus, that's ruling a lot of part in Israel and causing a lot of confusion and teaching these lies to these young men, teaching them to be filled with hate when
yeah,
they really need to be healing themselves and trying to heal our people.
yeah, yeah. Really, it is like that. And look, hatred and anger that leads to murder. All right. There's a book called the Testament of Dan, the 12 Patriarchs, right? And
I got that.
Dan, yeah, well, reading there, he got a dissertation about anger, bro, and he said
Mm,
anger is a spirit at the right hand of Satan. You
mm.
understand? It is. You understand? Like, look, any of these unclean spirits that come against us, that's anti the throne of Messiah or anti the sovereignty of the Heavenly Father. All those come from your spiritual adversary. You have a spiritual adversary. You
Come.
understand? So a lot of Israel is dealing with domestic issues. The one sister was shot in the face with a shotgun a couple years ago by one of these camp cats. You dig, up in Ohio. You know what I mean? Killed and murdered. You dig? And the brother was like 20 some years older than her, maybe 15 years older than her, something like that. Bro, he came
Oh
in and
yeah. I know he was in. I ain't gonna mention the camp. I know what you're
yeah,
talking.
yeah, we know what camp he was part of, but just like the leader, there's anger issues. You
Yeah.
understand? You're dealing with spiritually transmitted demons. You know what I mean? And then you become so united with these unclean forces. As if we would have kept reading, Peter says, when your body dissolves, if you ain't sincerely repented of this unclean madness, those demons become united with your soul. And the very judgment that those demons got coming, your soul gets up. You
Mm,
understand? So it's a bad look for Israel to be out here with anger issues and domestic violence. You
mm.
understand? Thinking it's okay, but according to the Torah, to beat your wife. What kind of madness is that? What you mean beat
Exactly.
your wife and pour cayenne pepper down wherever she's like? Come on,
Yeah,
like,
man. That was that was disheartening to find that out from a so-called elder man too, bro. That's why I said the shit that these niggas
yeah,
do is probably weird. Like I'm like, how was y'all niggas raised? Who
yeah,
taught you about doing like this shit is evil?
right,
And that's when your spirit like who would think of doing some shit like that to somebody?
yeah,
That's
slick
not
Willie.
normal.
Yeah, because look, all you thinking is this: the white man is the devil. White man is the devil. You don't even know that bastard been whispering in your ear, and you done came into agreement with him a long time ago. I mean,
Mm-mm.
think about it. What man in his right mind will pour cayenne pepper down his wife's private as punishment?
That's evil.
Think that's beyond evil, huh?
Evil.
That's sadistic. That means that there's no oil there.
Right.
There's no oil. You know what I mean? That means there is no light.
Mm-hmm.
But the same brother called himself trying to speak against me. I'm like, all right, look, stand down before I sink your ship tonight, boy. Like you don't even understand how deep this thing goes. You've been in agreement with these devils for so long. You think it's
Mm-hmm.
normal. And you think because you don't find something particularly said in the Torah, thou shalt not pour cayenne pepper down your wife's private part, the very vaginal cavity that your children come through, Negro.
That wouldn't even be in there, like cayenne, because that's a spice. Like that
Yeah,
wouldn't make sense. Like, come on, man. And that's what I be meaning by people be trying to use slick shit when it comes to the Torah. We know damn well L documents ain't gonna have no up to date type of word for some shit that they made or a spice that we using now that says
yeah,
that. That's the
right.
game that they play.
Yeah. Told me exactly where it's saying. So the problem is that the Bible has become a lot of our people idol. You understand? And you're not
Exactly.
listening to the voice of the Almighty. Act like, look, if the voice of the Most High told you, don't go in that burning building, but a Negro on the corner tell you, give you 1,000 precepts, go in the burning building. You know, it's people out here who would listen to the precepts that these men scream at them and let that override the voice of the Most High that's telling you, you better not go in there.
Right.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's time to get back to his voice. Messiah told them, me and you of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning,
Yep.
and abode not in the truth. And when he speak of a lie, he speak of his own, for he's the father of it. You see what I'm saying? Like he put the Messiah put the author of evil on Satan. He didn't get that back to his father.
Right.
The father is blameless. I don't care how many precepts a Negro try to pull out and say God created evil and does evil. Not according to Hamashiach. Hamashiach and the disciples never subscribed evil to the Heavenly Father. I never did. You understand? And a lot of these men have come into agreement with these unclean forces, and it's scary. You understand? So that's why I tell a lot of these so-called like brothers and sisters that's out here and that's new coming in, like, look, understand this. Understand this. Let the voice of the Most High guide you. Yes, we read out the Bible. Yes, we glean from it. You understand? You understand? But look, if you hear something, for instance, if somebody tell you, oh, you can't control that little joker. Hey, well, you know, over here in Deuteronomy, we can take him over to the elders that, and he name off a camp. You dig? And they can brick that little nigga. Because in the Bible and the law, it say if you can't control him, he can get bricked. And the judgment of Most High is true. And here you go. Here you go. You know what I mean? Here you go saying, hey, it is in the Bible. And look, never go against the voice of the Almighty. All right? Never go against the voice of the Almighty. Ever. Because somebody can show you something. You understand? That perverted scribe had written down, believe it or not. And why you think YAHOSHUA was at war with the scribes? The scribes are the ones that's in charge of interpreting the law, writing the law, and teaching the law. Here come Messiah with a whole different understanding and breakdown. And the scribes, not just the Pharisees, but the scribes is right there with the Pharisees.
Right.
Coming against him. Why would the scribes be against YAHOSHUA? Because YAHOSHUA evidently was teaching something different than what the people had received as written truth. You see? So, man, that's just what it is. I really believe we just need to address the demonic forces that have come upon the Israelite community. You understand? And they come in by many ways. A lot of it's table fellowship, eating the dead flesh. I would tell the brothers and sisters in these last days, stay away from that strong drink as well. Regardless if you feel you're drunk or not, those are distilled spirits. Put down the smoke. If you're smoking, let that go as well. You understand? Dedicate these vessels completely over to the Almighty so his spirit can dwell in you. So you can be protected out here, man. You understand? Because anything outside of his covering is missile food.
Hey, I'm going to say this, bro. This was a powerful interview.
Praises, bro.
Definitely powerful interview, and I appreciate it. And like I said, you dropped a lot of jewels on me for us with the meat stuff. And like I said, I'm in agreement with a whole lot of that stuff. Not exactly everything, but I know what the Most High told me years ago about
Right.
how I needed to change my diet, cut my meat portion down,
Mhm.
and like I said, I'm still working on that because I know I can't just go cold turkey. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
not
yeah,
that, but you know, I've been winging myself off a lot of on a lot of dead flesh anyway. You know, he already let me know that spiritually that it wasn't good for me. You
yeah.
know?
Yeah, that's his voice, Doc. And look, we always do good by listening. You dig? But look, hey, look, every brother, every brother in this due season. Some people can't go cold turkey, but the fact of the matter is, you're listening to the voice of the Most High, and you on that path. You understand? I would just say, as your brother, stay on that path, man. Don't let nobody talk you off of what the Most High has convicted you to do. You
Now,
understand?
about me, I'm a person. I stand on my swear.
I
You can't
know.
you can't convince me. I tell you. My wife even said that. My
Yeah,
husband's stubborn. That's one thing about him. When his mind is there, you ain't changing it. It's hard to knock me out my swear. So,
yeah,
and that's one thing I always been that way, especially when it comes to the Most High. If he tell me it ain't right or do it like this, that's the way I have to do it. Cause I'm old fashioned. I got to do what works for me. I
yeah.
can't go off of what somebody else say and say, well, do it like this. It don't work for me that way.
Yeah, yeah, I'm the same way. I'm the
Yeah.
same way. Life has been the most best experience. Has been the best teacher for me. You understand? And
Definitely.
I've noticed that, man. Every time that I try to ignore what I know was right and try to reinvent the wheel or something, bro, I always fall on my rear end, bro, and I always be like, dang, I should have listened. And so in that, I understood that, and that's for all the brothers and sisters listening. The Most High has been speaking to every last one of y'all since before you can remember. You understand? Especially when you were children.
Hmm.
Especially when you were children. Most High been dealing with you since before you can remember. You know what I mean? Especially in that innocence. You understand?
Hmm.
So that's what it's about, y'all. It's about hearing his voice. Abraham heard his voice. It wasn't written down. Noah heard his voice. The Messiah say, look, I do always the things that I hear of my father. And you do
Hmm.
the things that you heard of your father. What he heard, he did. You understand? And
Hmm.
that's what it come down to. The Most I say he's gonna pour out his spirit on all flesh. The visions are coming, the dreams are coming. Y'all, we in these last hours. Get back to listening to the voice of the Almighty. You brothers and sisters. Certain stuff don't make sense to you. You
Nope.
understand? But certain men will hold you in bondage. Certain things like that don't even make sense to me. Like, no, I'm not about to do that. All right, like for example, with some brothers, that it's some brothers because of what we got in the scripture, and we got patriarchs that had multiple wives, multiple women. You understand? Now, that's for some brothers. Some brothers ain't for it. You understand? Some women for it. Some women ain't for it. You
Hmm.
understand? But my only problem is when somebody gets bound to it or tricked into it per se. You dig?
Right.
Instead of being upfront, righteous, and honest, and everything on the table with what we talking
That's
about.
why I look at Judah the Shooter as a good example in how it's done.
Yeah, yeah,
But I look at other brothers who's doing it to manipulate women and using it to showcase their wives. Like, look, I got all these wives. But do you really love them women to death do you part? Is
yeah,
you really having these kids with them and leaving something for the children, not just wanting a woman to have sex with, and then
yeah,
you die, and then you got a bunch of wives left with a bunch of children, and they don't have anything. That's my whole issue with it. I don't have a problem with it, as long as it's done righteously.
yeah, yeah,
If it's being done to say, "Oh, I got three wives on my arm," and you want to be seen, wanted at the Passover and all that shit, that's where I have a problem with it, Doc, because then it's not genuine and it's not of the spirit of the Most High. And to me, that's not nation building. I look at Judy the Shooter situation differently because I
mm,
see how he deal with his wives and his kids,
yeah,
and I think he's a good example of how that should be done in the nation. And I think that's
mhm,
why the Most High have him set up the way he is.
mhm,
And then he's showing other brothers and sisters the way these other guys doing it, the sloppiness with it, the
yeah,
cleanness with it,
yeah,
both sides. And that's what I was explaining to the sisters who I was on the line with last night in the interview.
yeah.
My elder sister Triana and the elder sister Laya.
Okay.
It can be done, but it has to be done in the spirit and respectfully. But then the guys out here who want all these wives, but them niggas don't work. Their wives taking care of them. They paying all the bills. These niggas sitting on their ass saying, "Oh, this is my job." They YouTubing and you feel me? It's just
Yeah,
street preaching and not doing nothing.
yeah. Yeah, a lot of brothers have left a path of destruction. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? And yeah, salute. I remember Judah's first Passover. I watched that brother grow. You know what I mean? Grow into the man he is. So that's my little bro, man. Me and him go back to 2012. I remember that man's very first Passover. He had him one of them kufis on, well, not a kufi, one of them beanies, the
Mm-hmm.
beanies on, had him a little collar shirt on and all that. And I watched that brother grow from that to what he is now. And man, and I watched his trials. He had to go through his trials with all that. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
But he stuck to his guns, and most definitely a salute. What I was bringing up though was the fact that even though that situation is for some brothers and it ain't,
Mm-hmm.
again, going against the voice of the Almighty. I know a brother that was like, dang man, so should I keep pursuing more women? And I'm like, what are you doing asking me a question and you already know the answer? He was like,
Right.
what you mean? I say, experience is the best teacher. What has this experience brought you? Stop looking at everybody else's situation. What has
Right.
this experience brought you? He said, hey, nothing but hell. I said, well, you got your answer, don't you? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, get back to listening to the voice of the Almighty. You know what I mean? What's for my ock over here ain't
Mike.
for you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So work on perfecting the one rib you got, ock. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Pour in the herd. You did? Now, when you get into, ancient gospels like the Nazarenes and the Hebrews and all that, Messiah say the better way is for one man to have one woman. You understand? Because there's a lot of work that got to get done in this. You
Mm-hmm.
did? But before coming to the understanding, some of us brothers were already in covenant. So that don't mean go divorce your wives and all that. You know what I mean? But understand what Messiah is saying. It's like, look, in my walk, in my work, the best way is for this
Mm-hmm.
one man and one woman, because there's a lot of major league spiritual warfare that got to take place. You understand? And he may need you over here in Yemen tomorrow. And here you go, you got a whole bunch of other requirements holding you back. So you're not able to, be this free spirited soldier of the Messiah, able to bring, literal hell to Satan's kingdom. You dig? So yeah, salute to my Ark Judah the Shooter, or we call him Judah Moshe. We used to call him Judah Knowledge back in the day. You know what I mean? I watched him through his trials and tribulations, and he's solid now.
Mm-hmm.
He's solid, you know what I mean? And I salute that. But the only problem I have is with other brothers that try to gauge what they're doing based off him. What the Most High has for him is for him. You understand?
Exactly.
And
We
in
all
your
have own walk.
right, in your experience, it may not be what that is. And here you
Right.
go trying to add something, and the Spirit of the Most High telling you, like, look, sit still, get that done with that one woman you got right there, perfect that, build that. You understand? Because on the real, according to the gospel of the Nazarenes, we're not supposed to make marriages where there ain't love, and when there ain't health. Love and health is where you put. If it ain't that, you ain't supposed to be married.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that's what it's about, man. It's all about listening to the voice of the Almighty, brothers and sisters. That's what it's about. Even if you read something that's contrary to what you're feeling, you understand that. You dig? Like the one cat. Look, I don't know when I first came around, but you remember the GMS cat, Peter Moses? You remember that Shar Sham?
Peter
The
Moses.
Peter
Oh
Moses
yeah.
cat.
I heard about that story. Yeah. I know.
Yeah, they killed the
He was in North
4-year-old.
Carolina. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you know what I mean? But see, that's what he was doing.
Yeah.
That's what he was doing. He was manipulating scriptures and
Yeah.
holding women against their will. And then he seen a little 4-year-old little joker who all he had to do was correct him.
Mm-hmm.
You did? But here he go thinking, oh, that's, he put some music on. He took a gun and killed that little brother because he showed some, some soft tendencies. It ain't nothing but learned behavior. Guess what? That can be corrected.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? By having the proper man around as the proper role model. That can be corrected.
Exactly.
You understand? But that murderous demon got a hold of him. You understand? And look what he did. He had those women in bondage.
Mm-hmm.
But he used the Bible as a tool of destruction.
Right.
Right? Salute to all the brothers and sisters that's using the Bible as a tool of liberation and freedom. Y'all, whatever we doing, it need to be done in love and it need to be done in health. It need to be done in wisdom. Any ulterior motive, you understand, that's of the devil. And that's about bondage. Don't let these, especially a lot of you sisters today, you sisters, you look, y'all choosing men now. Back in the day, your father arranged the marriage. Now you got the ability to choose. You understand? So choose wisely. Choose wisely.
They can't blame it on this person if you get a guy, he's want to be a bum, he don't want to do nothing, he don't want to take care of his kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was your choice. You wanted the hustler guy, you wanted the street thug, you want to do with no intelligence. You know, that's your choice. You can't blame nobody else for what you chose. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
yeah. Choose wisely. Look, in everything that we do, y'all, every choice we make, everything, down to what we putting in our mouths as well, it's either a life decision or a death decision. The company we keep. You understand? The woman we court, the food we eat, you dig? All of it, whatever you do, is a life decision or a death decision. The scripture tell you choose life. You know what I mean? And live. That's what it's about. All right. And watch these men in their graduation garments trying to use the Bible as a tool of destruction and bondage. Watch out for that. You understand? The Son of the Most High has made you free. You shall be free indeed. I ain't under bondage to none of these men.
Right.
None of them. None of them. Can't none of them claim I'm under, because I ain't under no kneecaps to nobody.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, right. That's what I mean. That under, because I was in the truth before you. I'm over you. You got to report to me. These niggas out there motherfucking mine. I'm a grown ass man. What you talking about?
You over here tripping.
Well,
Like, I'm gonna report to you. No, man. Don't let nobody put you in bondage, and don't let nobody play the Jedi mind trick. You understand? The message should be about life, love, and freedom, and health, healing. That's what the message need to be about. That's what the Messiah came. He came to set the captives free. And for those of us that teach, we need to be coming against. It need to be. Look, y'all, where the prayer warriors at? It need to be an army of prayer warriors out here. It's 24 hours in a day. We can pick 24 families, and each family get an hour out of each day to pray against these bastards, to pray against the Bill Gates of the world, to pray against these forces of darkness, to pray against these diseases and sicknesses that's coming against us. Where the prayer warriors at?
Hey, Satan don't take no time off.
Yeah.
24/7. So
that's what I'm saying. We need to turn the heat up on the devil. Here we go. We're talking about we bored. We could be fasting. We could be praying. We can be meditating. Y'all, we need to form a coalition. We need to form a coalition of prayer warriors that's on the job 24/7. It ain't a second of the day that go by where prayers ain't being shot up to the Heavenly Father. You understand? Coming against these forces of darkness. Then we read Shar Sham when it says come against, resist the devil, means to come against him. You got to come against the adversary in these forces of darkness, y'all. There's nothing that got authority over us but the Heavenly Father and what he gave through his son. That's it. That's it.
Because they definitely ain't going to show no mercy on us. And that's what I be trying to tell my brothers and sisters. Like, you know, we living in that time, man, where they going to see a lot of this stuff happening, you know, and we need to prepare for it. Whether you Israelite or know you're Israelite or not, you know, but the conscious community, they gonna see. See, they laugh at us, they make mockery of us, they shoot up the Bible, but when this shit go down, they gonna see, and they'll see who had the last laugh. The Most High Yahweh will, because Amun-Ra, Anubis, all them ancient Kemetic gods so back, none of them ain't coming to save nobody.
Hey, Bess. We're talking about the guy Bess and all that, man. Did you? And if you heard any of the stories, Shar Sham, or any of these so-called guys,
I got all them books.
They homosexuals, and I'm like,
yeah, man. I trust me, man. The story about how the general went and abused a soldier all night, and you know, I be listening to that ancient Kemetic the priest down in Atlanta too. He be confirming all them because he's a homosexual himself. And he be confirming all the homosexual stories in the ancient Egypt. He don't know why they be lying to him about no homosexuality in ancient Egypt. Man got makeup on and everything, bro. Like,
wow, straight. I didn't even know that. I've never heard of him. Wow.
I've been listening to him for I think for like a couple years now. When I had ran across his videos, I was shocked. I didn't know a lot of people know about him, and then I saw Priest Daniel show him, and then JJ spoke about him and was going at the conscious community and said, "Why y'all don't talk about him?" And they was talking about because of his community. But the side net, they won't bring him on the show. They won't let him speak.
Wow.
All them same stories that he talk about. I was saying white Egyptologists saying the same stuff.
Why? So he's a straight sodomite. Admit he is sodomite, and that
Yeah.
the gods in Egypt are sodomites.
Yes.
Wow, bro.
Hopefully with it telling you that that's what they done, that's what they do. I'm talking about he wear the little hair, he got all the eyeliner on, the makeup, everything, bro. And
Straight up.
he teach the Kemetic ancient. He said he's a Kemetic priest or some type of high priestess.
Wow, bro. Yeah, you see, Sonetta and them ain't gonna have him on.
They won't bring him on.
Right, but you bring Jabari and them on. You know
Right.
what I mean? All these little cats, Dr. Reggie and all them.
Exactly.
But and Polite, but ain't none of y'all talking about him?
They won't bring him on there.
Wow, bro.
They won't bring him on there, bro. I saw his videos. I was tripping, and the same stories this white Egyptologist was telling. He was telling all them same stories, reading it and talking about how all the homosexual acts and everything. But the thing is, like us as a people in the Hebrew Israelite community, we the most powerful community on this earth. That's why I sat down obviously after even his show today, he had Dr. Reggie up there. That's how he make his money. If he didn't talk about Israel, man, nobody wouldn't be caring about Sinetta with that.
It's boring other than that. Everybody listening to that.
He gotta attack the Bible. The Bible is the most sold book on this planet. And known book on this planet. You feel me? No matter how hard they try to push Kemet in that little community, it's not going to do anything. They can't stop the power of Yahweh YHWH. Point blank, period. So he can keep blaspheming, but I feel sorry for him in the day of judgment, because them torment chambers he going to have to deal with for all the stuff he did.
Yeah, man.
I would not want to be him.
Nah, man.
The game. Wait till he go down to Sheol. When he go down to Sheol and he see what's going on and he realize he on the left hand side, he gonna say them Hebrew niggas was right.
Hey, look. Yeah. Where Dr. Reggie at? Where's Jabari at? Right there next to you. You know what I mean? Yeah. When you get that Nazarene Acts or that Clementine and all that, you gonna see Simon Magus. That's Sinetta, bro, all day. You know what I mean? Knowledge of the Bible and all that. You dig? And try to use it as a weapon against a weapon of destruction. And Peter, based off the teachings that the Messiah taught him, showed how to defend the righteous teachings. You know what I mean? And bro, it's powerful. I mean, it was to the point it was so bad. Dude kept running from him. He'll go track him down. He in Beirut. He in Tripoli. He in Sidon. He in Tyre. And everywhere Peter got to come, bring the healing word, shut him down, and then teach the people how to heal. And then once they, fast and do everything they supposed to do for a while and stay away from certain food, he pray and lay hands on them, bro, and they get healed. You see what I'm saying?
And that's what we need, man.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to tell people, man, they think, man, listen, man, Sheol ain't no joke.
Nah.
Sheol ain't no, I keep telling these niggas, ain't no heaven in the sky. You keep talking about ain't no heaven in hell. Oh, yeah? Oh, you gonna definitely see. Sheol ain't no joke. Y'all keep teaching that lie. Y'all keep telling people there ain't no torment chambers for your soul. Oh, yes, it is.
Man, look,
oh, yes, it is.
Look, man, look. And again, you can't even afford to have, look, by the time your body dissolves, according to what you read them Nazarene Acts, when your body dissolves, all right, and you ain't repented, and you have not repented sincerely from them unclean forces.
I'm about to get off. You okay?
Right, and you ain't repenting for them unclean forces. Those unclean forces of demons become united with your soul, and the very judgment for those demons or those unclean forces, your soul get. You dig? So that's serious business, man. Again, every problem in the Israelite community can be traced back to a spiritually transmitted demon, an STD. All right. So I went over there a little bit today and showed how they, you come into agreement and you volunteer your subjection to them. All right.
Well, we got to do. We got to do a part 2, bro. Because I'm gonna tell you why. This was one of the most powerful bills I had on here, especially with the brother Hebrew in the Hoods, Mikael. it's been like ever since I've been opening up this conversation, man. I've been having these powerful builds and getting some lot of jewel dropping information that we not really giving to each other because brothers are so distant with the your camp. But
Yeah.
you know, we ain't even have to even be reading a whole heap of scriptures. But the
Right.
conversation is what brought this, you know, dialogue out where we could talk about that, you
Yeah.
know, and not even agree on everything and still look at each other as brothers with no hate, but have an understanding, a better understanding through the spirit of Yahweh. And I think we need that. And even though this is a conversation with two people, I want to expand this conversation with more people who's
Yeah.
willing to dialogue in peace and talk about things because I think this is what the nation needs. And I feel like this is a process of the healing by us talking about it, and that's how we can move forward
I
by
agree.
speaking on it. And now we can come together and get a better understanding without the yelling, without the cussing. It's not even the debating. It's just us
Right. Right.
discussing
That's right. That's
our
right.
holy documents that our ancestors written for us to
Yeah.
go.
Hey, and you can glean. Trip out this, Zach. We can glean off each other because I get jewels from you. You
Mm-hmm.
get jewels from me, right? And then the key is to take what we learn and affect righteous change within our life. And around
Exactly.
and then look, if we ain't doing that, we wasting our time. All right.
Exactly.
What I can glean from you and the wisdom that come off your lips, bro, I can get off this computer, meditate on it, and tomorrow make a move based off the wisdom that the Most High gave you and you share it with me. You see what I'm
Exactly.
saying? And bro, well, as long as we doing that, now we can heal and grow as a nation. All right. We
Exactly.
gonna disagree until Isaiah 52 is fulfilled. We gonna see eye to
Exactly.
eye when he gathers Zion. You know what
Exactly.
I mean? But other than that, bro, I mean, just like the spiritual men, they used to come from all over to hear Solomon speak. Ain't
Mm-hmm.
no debating, ain't no arguing. But look, let's chop it up.
Exactly.
I'm with that, bro. Anytime, anytime. Just
That's
let me know
why
when.
we got the wisdom now, like Solomon, because we can have a conversation without having hate towards each other or going at saying, "Oh, you off," and I'm coming for your head or I'm cutting your doctrine, all that dumb stuff, man. I think
Yeah,
like I'm a
yeah,
grown man now, and I got a
yeah,
better understanding. And it took 10 years in the truth to give me a better understanding in this walk.
yeah,
I appreciate the Most High showing me that He gave me growth in
yeah.
humility, and He humbled me.
Absolutely,
So,
absolutely.
family, I hope y'all enjoyed the interview with my big brother Malaki Macabee
Yahoo, hallelujah.
and laid down a goddamn hammer. And I
You know
think
I
this
did.
was an excellent interview.
Oh,
And
praise, brother.
we definitely going to do a part two, family. If
Yeah,
y'all want a part two, put some ones in the chat.
yeah, all
My
praises.
man Mally, we definitely going to do a part two.
Hey, hey, Shar Sham, you know we go back, bro. So it's all good, man. Whenever, brother, it's always, man. Look, all we gotta do is set the time and the date, man.
Mhm.
I clear the schedule, and we can get it done. I
Excellent, man.
mean, all
Yeah,
praise.
I want to grow this thing even bigger, man. Reshaping the Israelite community. We need to. You
Right.
know, it's very, very important because we at that time and these niggas that's frauds, the hell with them, man. We got to move around them niggas and keep it going and do what we got to do. Because at the
Yeah.
end of the day, we trying to survive this thing.
Yeah.
I ain't telling my people sell out. I ain't telling my people take no jab or none of that, bro. We
Uh,
trying to survive this thing because we see it coming and we
yeah.
know how the Most High is about to let these people release Jacob's trouble, this hell all out on us. This the
Mhm.
worst of it. The worst of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro.
You know?
Yeah, serious, man. Guard yourself, keep yourselves pure, man. Stay focused. Stay focused, bro, because look, how the heathen coming. Look, Sham, for the longest, everybody was talking about the mark of the beast is the microchip.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Now you see how quick the narrative switch, the narrative switch quick, like, oh, hold on. You know what I mean? It's a little bit more to this than what everybody was thinking. You did.
See, I
So
thought it was before I was in the truth because I was already being started becoming conscious and I started
mhm,
reading Professor Griff's books.
mhm,
But as I waned on in the truth, the Most High kept telling me, no, it's just not the chip, it's something else. But I
mhm,
always knew it was some type of technology. It was going to be some type of technology because the world is ran off of technology. So I
right.
always said that I believe it's some type of technology.
Mhm,
But I didn't know that it was going to be a small technology that you wouldn't ever even think of. And the way that he used it, It was so sneaky and so clever.
Ah, boy, it was diabolically genius.
Yes.
I'm like, dang, that's cold.
And when I told Elder Quanoff years ago, I said, listen, man, the Most High was telling me about this Mark of the Beast stuff. It's some type of code. But I said, but I'm like, the Mark of the Beast is a code. It don't make sense because it's a number. But as this shit came about, and like prophecy has to come past for him to show it to you.
Right.
He gave me a vision and he showed it to me. And that blew me the hell away. And then when I started going into the books and getting into the Hebrew, it was right there. And I said, bingo.
Yeah, boy. You understand? Hey, but look, let the peace and love of the Most High dwell within you. If I can, man, I'm gonna put my channels.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I'm just my channels right here, y'all.
Please subscribe to my big brother Malaki Macabee on the Humility channels. He also got a new YouTube channel he just started. He grinding to build that one up because the devil trying to silence our voice. That's why I'm over here building up F.O.P.E Civil War.
Exactly.
But yeah, to still subscribe to F.O.P.E Israelite School, our main channel. We got almost 11,000 subscribers, and on this one I got 1,000 subscribers. So we pride ourselves in doing the work of YHWH'S. We striving to get to the kingdom. So go ahead, Ak. You can definitely drop your channels and everything, and how they can contact you if they need some type of healing and prayer.
Yeah. I'm gonna put my email address in there too. I might have to put each channel in there one at a time. This deal here is crazy. All right, let me do this. Yeah, and we can always look. I'm always down to stand in the gaps. We got a lot of brothers and sisters that listen. Prayer requests go out. We give it to the minister of information. Whole nation to pray for you when you're going through something. We be like, look, the emails will go out. Pray emergency prayer request for the house of so and so. Sometimes our people be on hard times financially, and when a whole bunch of us do a little, it can move mountains, Doc. So, we help out with that too. Like people be needing, sometimes they be jammed up out here.
Hey, what's crazy? A sister, and I usually don't even speak on these type of stories, but a sister hit me on Instagram, and I was like, "Is you an Israelite?" She was like, "No," and I was like, "She was telling me she was going through hard times, and sent me a picture of her child's father was killed, and she needed help to get some food and some pampers. And I sent her a few dollars to help her out, but I noticed I was like, she had a lot of Israelite friends. She's down in Mississippi, and I was like, maybe I can try to get you some help and get it into the knowledge, but because she was like she just needed a little bit of money to help out till her assistance come. Ever since her child's father got killed, it been hard on her, and I've been just seeing a lot of stuff in a nation like this, man. I'm like, damn, man, it's really hard out here, man. People going crazy just for a stimulus check and things like that, man, and I thought that sister was a part of the nation, but I still helped out because she wanted to help people.
Yeah.
But it's just sad to see this going on in our society like that when it comes to our people. Because we're quick to help out other races, but when it's people that look like us, we don't do that to help them.
Right, exactly. You dig? So we try because there's a lot of people that listen. So like we send like when people holler, we just send out the emails, and then the people post their payment method or whatever, and you'd be surprised how many people $50 here, $50 there, $25 there. You look up and your whole situation all good. You did. And as a nation, we should be able to do that. We should the burden shouldn't be on Shar Sham to send $1,000 somewhere. On Malachi to send 1,000. But if it's 100 of us to send $10, good bread. You know what I mean? And we make sure our people are all good, man.
I got this brother that been emailing me for almost 2 years, and I finally got back into my email saying that he need help. So I told the brother I'm gonna bring him on the show, let him explain his situation to the people. He's an Israelite, and maybe we can start a fundraiser for him. And then I got another sister who lost her house down there in New Orleans during a hurricane. She needs some assistance too, so I'm gonna do a fundraiser for her online.
Yeah, bro, we should be doing that, right? Like if we ain't gonna bless our people, then who will? And look, the platforms, bro. Look, your platform, these platforms, our platforms, bro. It's easy to get together. It's easy to mobilize 1,000 people real quick.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like we got the soldiers, so that means we got the economic power to make sure our people good.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then get on out here and make things happen, bro. But I mean, if we don't do it, who else will? So I just put the my one channel, Sect of the Nazarenes, squiggly line, Honor and Humility STL. Then I put the other one, Honor and Humility STL. Those are the two channels. And then I put Honor and Humility STL at Gmail. That's the email.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody want to know about the books we reading to, or you got any questions, or you need some type of prayer, you know what I mean? We do the prayer requests as well. Look, even if you dealing with something like directly right then and there, we'll get on the phone and come against them forces with you. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Come against them forces with you. You dig? Because that's what we supposed to be doing. Waging war against the forces of darkness. All right. And that's something that's missing in the Israelite community. What a prayer at. You know what I mean? Like it tell you in the book of James, if somebody's sick in the assembly, call for the elders, they anoint them with oil, they pray for them, and they will recover.
Exactly.
The prayer of a righteous man availeth much. What a prayer at. What a driving out of the demons and all that. You know what I mean? Some people don't think, see, a lot of people, Shar Sham, don't want to come clean with what's plaguing them because they think brothers are going to drive them and talk crazy about them. You dig? Now, I'm here to tell you whatever you're going through. If you know that you are wrong in what you're doing and you need somebody to talk to, holler at us. Holler at us. We ain't going to shame you.
I face mine. The Most High told me, he's like, Sham,
Yeah.
you're not going to be right. You're not going to have this burden off your back until you stand up and face your problems and face the demons that's plaguing you. And that's what I did.
Yeah.
I prayed and I asked the Most High to help heal me, get through it, and live with whatever I'm facing. That's what I've done.
That's right, brother.
I faced it.
That's right, brother. Like that's the best way. You gotta look the devil right in his face and tell him he coming down in your life.
That's why I said I'm all right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Never felt more renewed.
Yeah, man.
I felt relieved from it, like.
Yeah, but a lot of our people need help in this spiritual war. They don't know how to get up. They don't know how to fight. You understand? So we here to stand in the gaps with you. You dig? And just stand in the gaps with you and let the devil know he got to go now. We're not gonna play with him. We ain't trying to rub his back. How his day been going? You are enemy. This is a chosen vessel. That's a daughter of the Most High. That's a son of the Most High. You understand? You got to go now in the name of a Mashiach. We bang on that sucker. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Declare him dead. Declare him bound on up. You got to go, Jack. You trespassing. You know what I mean? You on holy ground right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let him know he got to go. You dig? He out here, he out here walking around because ain't nobody busting at him.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Now the sword's out.
Yeah, so, we want to make the devil flee.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's what it's about, brothers and sisters. Look, I love the brothers and sisters indeed and in truth. We're here to pray for you. You understand? We ain't looking for no students or nothing. We all can glean off one another and effect righteous change in our life. And again, be careful of your table fellowship, what you're putting in your mouth, who you fellowshipping with, brothers and sisters. Watch out for that spirit of seduction and lust, because these are open doors. You understand? To allowing yourself to be in subjection to the Satan, the devil, them demons, and all under his command. Nah, you belong to the Messiah. You understand? So every day it's a war, but you can win that war. All right? So all praise and glory now to the Most High. Shar Sham, I appreciate it, brother. You know, ain't nothing but love over here. Right?
Hey, thank you for coming on. Most High bless you and the whole STL family down there. All the brothers and sisters down there. Shalom. Most High bless y'all. Until next time, the water.
Bye. Hey, you already know. Shalom.
Shalom. So, family, I hope y'all enjoyed that interview. My big brother Malaki Macabee came down and laid down a hammer. I didn't know this interview was going to be almost 3 hours long, though. But it's all good, because it was fire. We living in the last days. This thing is speeding up. We living in the book of Revelations. Whether y'all believe it or not, it's going to be food shortages. It's going to be famine. They're going to contaminate the water. They're going to cut the grid. They're going to try to force y'all to take the jab just so y'all can survive and eat. They're going to try to force y'all into concentration camps. If you believe it or not, it's happening. So please prepare yourself, man, and get ready. You know, because I believe we living in a time that the Messiah is going to be returning soon. And like he said, if he don't shorten up these days, it ain't going to be no flesh to be saved. So I pray y'all stay focused, keep prepping like I'm telling y'all. Don't pay attention to these other guys out here lying to y'all, trying to swindle y'all, get money out of y'all. Be gentle and genuine spirit to people, because judgment is coming, and it's coming quick. And I love y'all. Most High bless. Until next time, Shar Sham is out.
YHWH'S Productions on the
I don't wanna cry no more. Yeah. I don't wanna die, oh Lord. Yeah. I don't wanna cry no more. Yeah. I don't wanna cry no more. Yeah. I don't wanna die, oh Lord. Yeah. Thank God I'm alive. Yeah. Gotta realize that I can rely on Him. Yeah, no lie. But I'm trying to make a way out. Yeah. I'm just trying to behave now, following the laws, that's the way out. Yeah, trials and tribulations of a slave now. Wanna be the one to say I'm happy that I came out. Yeah, not a pestilence and earthquakes. Yeah, Jerusalem is where I claim my birthplace. Check the signs and the times for the flee now. The ending Christ is coming, that's the worst case. Damn. Shed tears for the ones that will stay here. I don't really wanna stay here. Now I don't wanna die, but I am gonna cry for my people that will stay here. I don't wanna cry no more, yeah. I don't wanna die, oh Lord, yeah. Thank God I'm alive, yeah. I gotta realize that I can rely on Him, yeah, no lie. Look, I don't wanna cry no more, yeah. I don't wanna die, oh Lord, yeah. Thank God I'm alive, yeah. I gotta realize that I can rely on Him, yeah, no lie. House of bondage be coming from out the slave route. Kingdom of heaven's the way to enter the main route. But going through it with family. The problems they handed me, I can't be. The truth is hurt from my family. The situations is critical. The great tribulation is coming now, it's getting physical. And also it's spiritual mark. Will cost you eternal fire. Keeping commandments is all I ever desire. Die no more. I don't wanna cry no more. Yeah. I don't wanna die, oh Lord. Yeah. I don't wanna cry no more. Yeah. I don't wanna cry no more. Yeah. I don't wanna die, oh Lord. Yeah. Thank God I'm alive. Yeah. I gotta realize that I can rely on Him. Yeah, no lie. And everybody need to wake up. Yeah. Until YAHOSHUA to come back. Yeah, He really need to come back. We gotta live righteous. YAHOSHUA said repent to keep the law. We should come back. Okay, we got another chance to do right. I wake up in the morning, thank my Father for my life. I thank You for Your Son that came and died, shedding blood. The only one protecting me and always show me love. Yeah, show me every day. Shed tears for the ones that will stay here. I don't really wanna stay here. Now I don't wanna die, but I am gonna cry for my people that will stay here. I don't wanna cry no more. Yeah. I don't wanna die, oh Lord. Yeah. Thank God I'm alive, yeah. I gotta realize that I can rely on Him, yeah, no lie. Look, I don't wanna cry no more, yeah. I don't wanna die, oh Lord, yeah. Thank God I'm alive, yeah. I gotta realize that I can rely on Him, yeah, no lie.